All eyes on Doge. Big runner. To the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big runner. To the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. Up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. 42.60. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Hey everybody, Kriss here. Welcome on an early Tuesday afternoon. How's everybody doing? Today we've got a special live. David Sachs, Crypto Czar. I'll get into it in a minute, who David Sachs is, if you don't know. If you are just joining in and you haven't been to KrissPax channel before, we talk a lot about Dogecoin, but we also talk about Bitcoin, what else is going on in the crypto world, because it all kinds of moves together. We saw that over the weekend with the big drop. A lot of people saying, oh, Dogecoin's dead. Dogecoin's dead. But you know what? There are a lot of other cryptos that fell a lot harder than Dogecoin. Bitcoin, as we know, doesn't fall as hard when there are pullbacks. But when there are runs, we see in those short periods of time, Dogecoin can outperform Bitcoin. And if you zoom out and you look at the bigger scale, Dogecoin has consistently outperformed Bitcoin. But there are times, of course, when Bitcoin does better than Doge, when depending on when you start and when you end those periods you're looking at. But overall, it's all good because it's cryptocurrency. Many are doing very well in crypto. We are in a bull market still, despite the Sunday pullback. And good things are coming forward. Particularly, we're going to hear what David Sachs has to say as he is assembling this working group to look at digital assets, crypto. I know all the Bitcoin maxis want to hear those three magic words: Bitcoin strategic reserve. Yeah, Sachs isn't going to say that today. He doesn't have the authority to say that. It's not going to be said, but he could still say some good things, and we are going to watch that. I was going to watch it anyway, so why not watch it with you guys, and we could talk about it while things are happening. We get our reactions. And then we'll talk more about it later. We'll also have the charts up. We'll be able to see if there's some movement, particularly on Bitcoin right now at 99.5, just under this blue line, which is $100,000. And we'll be watching that during David Sachs's press conference. So for those who came in later, and I tell you to go back to the beginning to find out who David Sachs is, this is the point right here. David Sachs. David Sachs is about to host a press conference on digital assets. That is supposed to start in about 25 minutes or so. So we will start that when it's live. And I'm ready on the side here. I'll pull that in when that gets started. On digital assets, what is he going to say? We don't know yet. There are going to be some others involved as well. We've got Tim Scott, we've got John Boozman, we've got French Hill. So we'll see who else. It's going to be a David show. The others will be there with him. And it's a press conference. Will there be Q&A as well, which will be interesting as well. So who is David Sachs, and what is this about? And what's going on here? So yeah, let me go back to this article here. Is when Trump named David Sachs as White House AR and cryptocurrency czar. How did that come about? And again, you guys want to know, like, who is this guy, right? Well, if you watch the All In podcast, allin.com, All In podcast, David Sachs, along with Jason and Dave Freeberg and Chamath, they've been doing this podcast for years. Mostly it's VC heavy, venture capitalist, Silicon Valley based. David Sachs is a VC, and he got involved in PayPal very early and made a ton of money in PayPal. That's kind of his big ticket, right? Was PayPal. So the All In podcast, I check them out every now and then. Sometimes in the past more, they've been really too focused in on like just startups and the business world of tech and getting a business up and running, getting your different series funded to try and build a successful business. But more and more recently, they've been really talking about more of the current events of the past week and talking about those, the big things that came, the stuff about DeepSeek and AI they talked about last week was really, really interesting to get their take on that. Of course, David Sacks is also the AI czar as well, so he chimed in on that as well. He's not quite involved on a weekly basis as much in All In Pod because he's busy doing this other stuff right now. So we'll see how that plays out. But what happened? Well, President Trump named David Sacks as the crypto and AI czar. Most of it was because, well, he backed Trump in the 2024 campaign. So he held, big fundraising dinners and events, brought a lot of money into the Trump campaign. And this is usually what happens in politics is your guy gets elected and then he starts divvying out positions within the government to the people who supported him the most. And David Sacks is one of those guys. I mean, David Sacks is a pretty smart guy too. And many think with the All In podcast, David's like, he's the best out of those four, the best of the besties, right? That's David Sacks. And when he isn't on the All In pod, a lot of people recognize that he's not there. His presence isn't there. So he's a good guy. It's an important role. David will guide policy for the administration in artificial intelligence and cryptocurrency, two areas critical to the future of American competitiveness. So he's been given this position, and then we were all excited when there was going to be this executive order, right? We've got all these executive orders, and we were live a couple weeks ago when the executive order was being signed by President Trump about digital assets. What is this going to be? We thought Trump was going to say strategic Bitcoin reserve. And when he didn't, the market tanked. Yes, the market tanked. It was like, no, SBR, come on, SBR. And he didn't say that. The executive order, which was actually drafted by David Sacks, he pretty much wrote it. It just sets up this working group. But that's still good, right? They're going to talk about crypto. They're going to talk about how the United States is going to regulate that and deal with that in competition with the US dollar. Trump still wants the US dollar to be strong, but is supporting crypto, but not. And then the Trump token came out, before the inauguration, and we talked about all of that going on, and his kids and other devs are doing this World Liberty Finance thing. So he is around crypto, but he's also running, the government here in the United States. I don't know. There's a lot of conspiracy theories that he's like moving the markets, right? Like Friday came out with this whole tariff thing on Friday afternoon to dump the market so they could buy in ETH and other cryptos at a lower price. You put your tinfoil hat on and you start thinking about is Trump really doing that? Or is that just coincidence? Hard to say. But here's David Sacks, right? He's in the Oval Office here with President Trump, and he's advising Trump. So he is assembling about 24 people or so for this working group. And the word is everybody wants to be in that working group. That's what this article is about. Everybody in crypto is begging for a spot on Trump's new advisory council, including Brad Garlinghouse of XRP, some other exchange leaders. They all want to be in the action because this is where the big decisions are going to be made about crypto going forward, just from the United States point of view. Now, I know cryptocurrency is worldwide, and the United States just doesn't get to say what happens and what doesn't happen in crypto. It's a worldwide thing. But the United States does have a big influence on it. a lot of money going into crypto is coming from the United States. So that's what's going on. It's going to be this working group that he's going to be talking about today, and it's going to be about digital assets. So you're going to hear the word digital assets. He really means crypto. I mean, I guess NFTs get thrown in there, but no one's really talking about NFTs much. Blockchain technology, that gets thrown around a little too. I mean, even Elon Musk is like putting the US government on blockchain, right? That's kind of the new thing right now that is being talked about. I don't know what David's going to say about that, but that's what today is going to be about. Of course, we will watch the markets and how the markets react. Again, we got about 15 more minutes and we will check in on there. So I'm going to check in with you guys in the chat before we get to the live. So what do we have for Dogecoin right now? The bigger thing right now that I've been watching is since the big dip on Sunday, I'm kind of watching these higher lows, right? And seeing where support is. Short-term resistance is up here from yesterday at about 29.2, 29.3. And I mean, there is some strength happening in the trading of Dogecoin coming up. We had this little drop yesterday. I talked about in this morning's video that this was China and the tariff. China's kind of pushing back a little, not caving like Mexico and Canada did. So we had a little pullback in the crypto market there. And it was Bitcoin too. Bitcoin was up here at about 102,000. And then it dropped all the way to 98.5. And then early this morning was at 97.9. So it did drop right below 98K there. But it looks like going into today's presser with David Sachs, Bitcoin is coming up a little. So we will keep our eyes on that as well. How are you guys doing? Pepito, Doge, Mania. And of course, Wei is going to say whatever he can about Cardano. Getting a little old, Way, but I get it. I get it. Pasquale Doge could do well today, maybe. Exactly, right? That's the thing, right? It can do well, maybe. Dogecoin National Reserve, I don't think so, Giordani. SWI legal tender. No crypto is ever going to be legal tender in the United States. Do not see that happening. Trump likes the almighty dollar, and he's going to do whatever he can to support the dollar. There's not going to be a legal tender. So I think the talk about digital assets is going to be more like, right, the strategic reserve, although they won't say that. Bitcoin, store of value, ETH, blockchain technology. Is it going to be ETH? I don't know. I mean, if Elon Musk is involved, right? Doge will be in the mix. We know that, right? Yes, the meeting will play on here. We will have it live. About 15 minutes. We will have it live. Hey, Vance, how are you? Pedro from Peru. Hola, welcome, welcome. Saria, hi, how are you? Have I tried scalping with leverage? No, Pedro. I am not a leverage trader. I am dollar cost average, buy on the dips, longer term hold. I don't deal with leverage because, I mean, you saw how much leverage got wiped out on Sunday, right? Just about everybody with open leverage trades got wiped out. And I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that again. My bearish X post on there possibly not being an altcoin season. Well, Herben, thank you for following me on X. Yes, there is a possibility we do not see a full alt season this cycle. We don't have big new money coming in from retail traders. No stimmy checks, right? Like we had in 2021. We're kind of in what I call a quasi-recession. And there's just not that impetus to like flood the market with alts. And we're not going to see people selling their Bitcoin and trading over to alts. Bitcoin is investment heavy now, and we're just not going to see Bitcoin being sold off. So is it bearish? No, I think there's going to be a lot of money still buying crypto. We're just not going to see alt season, and that altcoins are going to far outpace Bitcoin. That's my take on that. So, is this the chance? There is a chance. Yes, there is a chance. DB, you're at work and listening in. Okay, well, just listen and enjoy. Yeah. Good evening from South Africa, Lawrence. Welcome. I've been talking about this for a while, Urban. Doge can still go crazy, but that doesn't mean there's going to be an alt season. We saw how much like projects like Celestia and Optimism and Arbitrum and all of those just dumped over the past year. Are those going to make some magnificent comeback and they're going to outperform Bitcoin? I don't know. So that's what I'm thinking, though. Lucky still thinks we get an alt season. We could. I mean, this World Liberty Finance is putting a lot of money into ETH, and I don't think they would be buying all that ETH if they thought ETH was going to still just bleed on that, ETH BTC trading pair. Somewhere we would expect to think that turn around, and again, what I'm talking about here is this is like one of the worst charts ever, is ETH versus Bitcoin, where it just goes down and down and down and down and down and down and down. For years, it's just been down. That's ETH versus Bitcoin. Everyone says ETH has to turn around first, and then we start to see alt season. But this is just, every time there was a little bit of a run with ETH versus Bitcoin, it just fell down lower and lower and lower and lower. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. I know, Lawrence, we've been saying that for a long time. ETH will lead us into alt season. And look how many times it has just failed at that. But here we are in 2025. It could still happen, but it's very, very weak still. For those that don't know me and haven't been on my live streams before, I do try and keep it real here, guys. I'm not a fanboy that's just going to be pumping bags. And a lot of people here appreciate that about me. Some don't agree, which is okay. And I'm happy to have the discussion and hear what you think. But and that's the counter narrative, right? Trump is buying ETH. He doesn't want to lose money. It's not Donald Trump who's buying ETH, right? It's Don Jr., Eric, right? That doesn't mean it's going to pump, though. Makes me wonder, why are they buying ETH? Doge will adopt Dogecoin. There's no adopting Dogecoin with the Department of Government Efficiency. It's not anything that's going to run on Dogecoin as a currency. Now, the blockchain itself and how the blockchain is going to be used, could Doge actually do that? I don't know if it's really set up that way. I mean, ETH is a smart contract platform. There are other blockchains as well that are being talked about that might be better for logging the kind of information that Elon has been talking about. So I don't know. Out of all the altcoins out there, not many have applied for ETFs. Right, so XRP, Solana, Litecoin, and Dogecoin all have applications for ETFs. And there's 3 of them for Doge now. 3 applications with the SEC. Only 1 for Litecoin. I don't remember XRP and Solana. But yeah, there will still be a bull run for alts. Maybe Doge won't hit $2. And still, we could have a run on Doge without all the other alts. And Doge could perform very well, but still not have an alt season. That could still happen. We've got about 10 more minutes until David Sachs comes on. About 10 more minutes. So you're in Cambodia way, and you think you're going to be selling your ADA. Well, good luck. Good luck with that. Brian says, I agree. No alt season. The only chance is if Doge outperforms Bitcoin. It's the only coin explosive enough to do it. That's kind of my thinking, Brian. I mean, yeah, the Bitcoin dominance will come down a little bit and everybody will be going, oh, alt season. But in the end, it's not going to go down to like 40% again. I don't see that happening. The regulations that they're going to be talking about, I hope, are going to put an end to a lot of that pump.fun crypto meme token creation stuff. I think we need to flush that out of the crypto markets. I really do. It's just, it's not good for crypto. And so I can see some regulation in the United States going there. And if the United States does it, does that mean that everything goes offshore and people still chase those token dreams, those 1000x dreams, like from other countries, or with all that liquidity gone from the United States, does that continue to be a thing, or it's just such a small event? I don't know. We will see that. You're sure I would be amazing at scalping? I do scalp and swing trade. I used to, but leverage I'm not touching. Not touching it. Surprised him with Eric pumping ETH the other day. It hasn't benefited us. Nope. You think Eric's pumping his own bags? Yep, I do. You think there'll be another crash because of the China tariff? I think we just had that. That was what this was. That was what this was last night, was that little dump. That was the China tariff thing. So that wasn't bad. Doge wins. Doge always wins because it's Dogecoin, you know? So Algorand, hey, Algorand is a great blockchain. It just, not enough people are using it though. Algorand is an American company, started here. That would be cool if they used algo, even though I don't hold any algo anymore. I would be happy to see it. It's a great project. Everybody smash the like button. Thank you. Appreciate that, Pasquale. Going to be investing for 4 years from now, Mother Goose. I still think that March, April are going to be good trading. It's the summer. I still think things will quiet down. We've had that the past 3 summers. Even 4 summers. 2021 was a big downturn. But the fall could be great again. Yeah. Urban, I cannot predict the future. So I put the narratives out there, the narrative that I believe in. And I also talk about the counter narrative. I'm not trying to cover my butt. It's just, I put the both sides out there so people can then have an informed opinion, both sides, and make their own decision on what they're going to do. That's what it is. We've got to get above the daily close. Yeah, Doge is down 3.5% on the daily candle. So, yep. It is wild that people think no alt season. Q1 of 2025, the bullish year, but a lot of people talking about it. 30 cents today. It would be nice to see a spike. We'll see. Right now, going into the press conference, we are seeing an upswing. So, yeah, I don't think, I'm just saying compared to Bitcoin, you're not going to see this huge run on alts and Bitcoin going down while the alts are going up, or Bitcoin barely moving. Bitcoin will continue to go up. So it's the strength of Bitcoin versus how much altcoins go up. And I think the next bear market is not going to be as bad as the last. We're not going to see a 70% drop in the price of Bitcoin. So as we get older in this crypto market, and market caps come up, we're going to see less volatility. Less volatility is going to be happening in crypto. and maybe flush the leverage out too. But that leverage trading, man, that was huge. You're waiting for a retest confirmation of the 4-hour candle at 29 cents. Right now, we're just, we want to see consistently higher lows and see where good support is. Short-term resistance up here again at 29.2. That's where we peaked out here yesterday. So that's what we'll be watching. I still believe in the 4-year cycle, Nathan. I'm just saying it's going to be less volatile. We're not going to see the huge crash, the types of crashes we saw in 2022. I don't think we're going to see that this time. So 2026 is not going to be as big of a pullback, but I still think it's a bear cycle. It's just going to be not as bad. Once tariffs are implemented early March, do you think that we'll see another crazy pullback? That's a good thing, Elijah. I mean, they paused Canada and Mexico for 30 days. So early March, new negotiations will happen. We'll see what happens. But there could be some volatility there too. That is a month away. Tables are turning around. True dat. True dat. Still buying bits and pieces. Good luck, roll. Speech should be starting in a few minutes. I've got it over here. It's not on yet. We are watching. We are watching for that. David Sacks of Gold. What would be the instant negative catalyst outcome on crypto? Well, it's going to be the lack of Bitcoin strategic reserve, right? Him not saying that. That's going to be the negative catalyst. He didn't say Bitcoin strategic reserve again. And in fact, is he even going to say the word Bitcoin, or is he just going to say digital assets? That's what I'm looking at. Is he going to say digital assets? So, priced in already? Hey, no love. Hey, Blake. My Doge price prediction video that I made, even though we had the dip on Sunday, is still in play. Doge trading up through the 30s and maybe to 40 cents. Still in play. Will we see massive liquidations if an announcement is made about US crypto? I'm just not expecting that kind of talk today. So I'm not expecting that. So let me see what I can find out about this David Sacks. I want to get this so it's bigger. There we go. Nothing started yet. I'm just trying to get it sized here. Can I close the chat? Yeah. No, that didn't work. I don't want their stupid chat showing up. There we go. That's what we got right there. Looks like Jen is hosting it from CoinDesk. But nothing going on yet.
And as it is now, and I think a lot of the politicians there are looking to get things done now, and we're all sort of fed up with talking about this. We just want to see them do something already. So I think there's a mood to get this done, and I think most people think that the stablecoin bill is a good place to start, and it's important for the industry. TradFi wants it, crypto wants it, we all want it, so I think it will happen.
Yeah, let me ask you a question on that though, which is, I have this thesis that stablecoins really are internet money, and it's going to power a global economy that is borderless and stateless. So when we talk about stablecoin bills within the U.S. or other jurisdictions, do you think that's about how they can regulate their own stablecoins within sort of more CBDCs, or is this something around how we accept USDC, USDT, etc.?
Well, the main issue with the bill is it covers the issue of
a barren meme coin.
Which regulatory agencies, which watchdogs, whether they're federal watchdogs or state-run watchdogs, regulators.
The sovereign wealth fund.
Parts of this stable coin.
Are they going to talk about that, Darth Mike? Good.
Bigger banks will be federally mandated, while the smaller.
Hey, I hope I'm wrong too, Kyle. I hope everything goes up, and we see like all alts, everything exploding. I want everybody to get rich.
We shouldn't agree on this kind of federal versus state, jurisdiction, but apparently they've come up with a new way of doing that that's apparently more palatable and more.
Will we get a crypto rally out of this? We'll see.
I see people.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I see people in the comments like shilling their coins, right? I see a lot of XRP, I see a lot of Sol, and the reason I'm bringing that up is because the president himself, we're talking about this American first crypto reserve, right? And Sam, I want to kick that back to you. You were talking about the culture aspect of
Hashmat, you think we're going to have a bearish February still?
When you hear this like American first,
I don't think so.
I don't know the connotation. Yeah, like is that even possible? Like, what do you?
Kyle, you're down, baby, down.
The projects you already
won't even show your wife your crypto.
I mean, I think if you look at it through the lens of history and technology, right? The internet mainly was born out of technologies that were innovated in the USA.
No, this is a press conference from Washington.
Educational projects. A lot of the original early companies that were essential to networking. Now, granted, all of that technology started to flood globally, and I think that we want that.
I don't know how Dogecoin would be used, Laura,
but I think
within Doge.
Should remain in America is one that we.
But we'll see.
A lot of pride in. I don't think when
Ron in the Philippines, 3:30 in the morning.
America, probably missing the point a little bit, but I do think the idea that crypto innovation as a key part of our technological infrastructure, key way that we.
Kelly, this is Dogecoin, Bitcoin, alts, finance. We talk about stocks. We talk about wealth building, making money, all kinds of things. Join us. We have a lot of fun here. Come join us.
Too simplistic a definition, right? Like the Trump meme coin.
At the beginning, I just gave an overview of who David Sachs is.
Suddenly they gave it.
That's all.
Right? Does that pass the Howey test at that moment? Are things that we should be asking ourselves, or are they just going to throw out all of the rules from the past and try to figure out what is next? I don't know if there is.
Trying to keep it real, Jets. There's a lot of negativity around still. Haven't missed anything, Mr. Z. It hasn't started yet.
But I do believe the industry also does want some guardrails. I think that innovation often works better in a box than in an open field.
Yeah. Oh, Kelly, you're a little Bitcoin maxi there, are you?
America first or Kazakhstan first or whatever.
Okay.
I mean, the whole idea of crypto and decentralization
hasn't started yet.
Kind of state power. So the idea of kind of putting an America first.
We talk about beer and sports too. Yes, way. And making money should be fun, right, Piotr?
Quite strange sometimes.
Making money should be fun.
Talking with an American flag over their head when for a long time they've been talking about decentralization and about
greetings from California, Mike.
Really against governments. Or
thank you, Jason.
Institutions or intermediaries to then turn around and say we want
H bar to the moon.
thing, I think is a bit strange. And you know, we've been seeing that with
I know we got candles moving up already.
Strategic crypto reserve.
Bitcoin just moved up over 100K.
Was announced by Donald Trump at the Nashville Bitcoin conference last August, and now we've seen other, U.S. projects like Ripple, which is the main instigator of XRP, is based in San Francisco. It's
Dogecoin, people's coin.
U.S. mantle.
I'll turn it up once
But I think they're really doing that.
once it really starts. It's just these talking heads at CoinDesk right now.
And they can see a lot of value in the government or the state owning.
I mean, do you really want to hear these guys?
Offering kind of a floor under these assets that can be tremendously useful. But this kind of rhetoric of U.S. versus whatever, I mean, it's kind of a bit weird in the world of crypto. It's
Stop the Luca trade.
National or non-national movement, really.
But Ben, let me ask you, your opinion. We're about to hear a bunch of senators. We're about to hear David Sachs, right? David Sachs was, for example, some of the early money in multi-coin capital. He, has talked about doing very well on Solana in the past. We know that Trump and his family and World Liberty are buying up a lot of different cryptocurrency, really wanting to make at least the idea of what crypto can equal from a finance perspective be something that they can proudly champion as America. Now, I know from a technology perspective, we believe wholeheartedly in decentralization and this being a global movement, especially.
I'd love to see it, Ritesh.
That don't have sort of sophisticated financial rails like we have here. But I guess it doesn't surprise me to think of David Sachs and some of the folks on this who are going to, show up on the stream soon, giving it a bit of a nationalistic approach. Is that a misunderstanding, do you think?
I mean, I think it's politics, right? And they are members of an administration which is protecting U.S. interests. So, I think they would say that. But
Bitcoin chart looking
I
good.
think what is interesting is that the U.S. is still a leader in regulation. So I think a lot of the world has been looking to the U.S. for some clarity on these issues. So everyone talks about Europe having kind of much more advanced guidelines or regulation, but there's still a lot of gaps in that system of regulation, and they're still looking to the U.S. to show a lead here. So I think in that sense, the U.S. will lead the way on some of these issues, and even this press conference today could be watched around the world for indicators as to how the U.S. is going to go and really where the world is going to go, because we are still the leaders in crypto, and what we say in regulation still matters around the world.
Ben, it's interesting you say that, and I know, Sam and I are just firing questions away at you here, but, we're going to be in Hong Kong at Consensus in 2 weeks from now, and we look at some different jurisdictions around the world who really have surpassed the U.S. when it comes to regulation. We've seen companies leaving the U.S. for places like Dubai, Hong Kong, some countries in Europe. Do you think that the U.S. can catch up, or is it even a game of catch up? Or is it
2 weeks,
just, when the U.S. is here and ready
weeks.
to regulate, the rest of the world follows, and maybe some of the regulation
Kriss is online, Doge goes up.
that I just mentioned changes or is more malleable?
Well, we have seen some companies, some notable companies. I'm thinking, for instance, of Crypto.com,
Thank you, boss.
exchange, that they are reshoring to the U.S. That there are companies that a few years ago, during the Biden administration, said we want nothing to do with this. We're afraid of being.
Urban, I still think alts are going to go up. They're just not going to be such a massive run with Bitcoin not running. That's what I think.
They left for different places, and now they're talking about coming back to the U.S. and serving U.S. customers.
Bullish.
On the other hand, as I said before, crypto is supposed to be a transnational movement. So, and a lot of these companies, they don't even have headquarters. They don't even have presences in a typical traditional way that a company might have. So I think the kind of whole idea of being in the US or not being in the US is kind of not quite the same as it would be with another industry.
Jen, what are your thoughts on the idea of having, in essence, the insider billionaire class helping to create this regulation? I think of someone like David Sachs, who knows about crypto for sure and has been involved in it a fair bit, but really comes out of the SaaS world, and was part of the early PayPal mafia squad, and has built some of his own companies. should the people deciding be the ones who also are have the ability to profit the most off our industry?
I've said this.
This is the
various different shows, but
the working group
I
that
think in some ways
Trump's
maybe
executive
it's
order
the same
created
problems we're trying
to
solve.
study crypto and
This-
digital
this
assets.
Technology, this industry is supposed to be open and accessible to everyone, and having that billionaire class being front row in creating regulation. I don't think they have the same purview. I think
He's late.
And maybe they do.
Sachs
I
is
can't
late.
speak for them, but I think that we need to have everyone have a seat at the table for this to be something different and for this to solve the problems that we're trying to solve. And I don't know if that can happen if the billionaire class is the one that's doing it. That said, if there is more clear regulation, the builders who are building, who are not those people, the folks who are really trying to solve problems for people across the globe, not only in America, may have more a leeway to do that. And so, yeah, my answer to that is I guess we just have to wait and see. And at least some progress is being made, because what was happening before wasn't really helping anyone.
You think he's a grifter, really, Art?
We actually published an op-ed last week from John Deaton. He was the Republican candidate for Senate in Massachusetts. He went up against Elizabeth Warren, who's obviously the boo girl of crypto, and kind of staunch anti-crypto champion. And he very much flew the flag for crypto there. And he was arguing this column last
Trump
week
is buying before the
about
conference.
exactly this, that we should have different voices in this kind of policy-making process, that it is too much of a closed shop of rich men.
Yeah, I think Chamath talks more about it, but Sachs is definitely
from the same company,
into crypto
others,
as well.
that they're all sort of picking their friends to.
Hey, John, good day.
To be partners on this, and that's we know from history that's the kind of closed door mentality. Can lead to less than optimal situations in the long run. So I think we need to protect against that, and we should all be championing.
Okay, here we go.
And on that note, the press conference is starting, so let's take a look.
From both the House and the Senate, I want to thank Chairman Tim Scott, Chairman French Hill, Chairman John Bozeman, and Chairman G.T. Thompson. So thank you all for your leadership and commitment to addressing some of the most important opportunities of our time in ensuring that the U.S. remains at the forefront of innovation and digital assets. The president said in his executive order in the first week that it's the policy of his administration to support the responsible growth and use of digital assets, blockchain technology, and related technologies across all sectors of the economy. And he established an executive branch working group for digital assets, which includes Secretary Besson at Treasury, Secretary Noem, soon to be confirmed Attorney General Bondi, Secretary Letnick at Commerce, and all the other key administration officials that have an equity in crypto. And similarly, the SEC has set up a crypto task force led by Hester Peirce, which is also looking at this issue. And together, our objective is to accomplish the task the president assigned for us in his EO, which is to propose a federal regulatory framework governing the issuance and operation of digital assets, including stablecoins, in the United States. I've talked to many founders over the past few years, and they've told me repeatedly that the number one thing they need from Washington is regulatory clarity. They just want to know what the rules of the road are so they can abide by them. We're coming off, frankly, 4 years of arbitrary prosecution and persecution of crypto companies where the SEC wouldn't tell founders what the rules were, but then they would prosecute them. And many founders have even told me stories of being debanked personally just because they had founded a crypto company. All of this approach was driving this important technology of the future offshore, and we want to keep that innovation onshore in the US. Financial assets are destined to become digital, just like every analog industry has become digital. And we want that value creation to happen in the United States rather than giving it away to other countries. This will also, I should add, be much better for consumer protection because it's easier for regulators to supervise an activity when it's onshore. And it's probably not a coincidence that the single biggest fraud in the history of crypto, which was FTX, was based in the Bahamas. By moving the innovation onshore, it'll be easier to separate out the good actors from the bad actors. And we want to encourage the good actors, the innovators, while protecting the market from the bad actors. And I think a market structure legislation with clear definitions and fair rules will do that. I want to say additionally, we're excited about working with both the House and Senate on stablecoin legislation. I know Senator Haggerty introduced a bill today. This stablecoins really have the potential to ensure American dollar dominance internationally.
He's not saying Bitcoin.
To increase
Bitcoin doesn't like that.
of the U.S. dollar digitally as the world's
Not
reserve
saying
currency,
Bitcoin.
and in the process create potentially trillions of dollars of demand for U.S. treasuries, which could lower long-term interest rates. So let me stop there, and I want to thank the chairman here today, Chairman Scott, Chairman Hill, Chairman Bozeman, Chairman Thompson. I look forward to working with them as part of the administration to help turn President Trump's policy into reality. This was the week one priority for the administration, and we're excited that our counterparts in Congress are equally committed to ensuring American dominance in digital assets. I look forward to working with each of you. And with that, I want to say work with each of you in creating a golden age in digital assets. And with that, I'll turn it over to Chairman Scott.
XRP too.
I think David
And
represents promises made, promises kept. I love the campaign trail.
Bitcoin
President
more.
Trump's out there making promises, and we see today he's keeping those promises. And in so many ways, I think back to a kid as I was a long time ago, growing up in a single-parent household, mired in poverty, and hoping that the American dream would one day be accessible for me. I think that we're standing here today at the precipice of greatness for so many kids who are looking forward to democratization, having access points for their families and for themselves that makes it easier and less expensive to do business in this country. I love the concept that we see today, synergy within the administration, the House, and the Senate, focusing not on ourselves, but focusing on working class Americans who desperately need to reduce their prices and increase their access. That's what
Dogecoin.
the bicameral working group will
Dogecoin.
tackle. I have a pre-existing working friendship with GT and French and John. And the good news is we come together already having proven the ability to work together to get things done for the American people. It's an exciting time to be an American. And as David said, the golden age has begun. And the good news is it's going to get better. I'm excited about what we will accomplish for the American people. I'm excited about the synergistic approach that we're taking in the House and the Senate, with the White House leading the way. Next, you'll hear from Chairman French Hill.
Thank you, Chairman Scott, and David Sachs, thank you for coming to Capitol Hill to celebrate with us the fact that in the 119th Congress, we have a bicameral project for both a stablecoins bill and a regulatory framework that will bring clarity to digital assets in the United States, so that we are the land of opportunity.
They will not say Bitcoin, Bruce.
That we have been for decades.
They're not
so
going to
many
say
other technologies.
As I
We
predicted.
don't want to be behind in
Not gonna
financial
say it.
technology and digital assets in the United States. But our innovators, as David Sachs reported, need clarity. They need to know what the rules of the road are. And that's why I'm excited to be here today to share this announcement that we're forming a working group on a bicameral basis between the House Financial Services Committee, the Senate Banking Committee,
Bicameral?
the House Agriculture Committee, and the Senate Agriculture Committee to make progress on that clarity for a regulatory framework.
I know, Urban. Wasn't
and
that hard?
Create and structure a stablecoins bill that will lend itself to advancing America as the reserve currency of the world. This is a big issue. Bicameral support this year is dynamic because last year in the 118th Congress, we had success on a bipartisan basis in the House on both stablecoin legislation moving out of the House Financial Services Committee and for the regulatory framework moving across the House floor with a strong bipartisan vote. 71 Democrats joined House Republicans in moving that policy forward. So in my view, with the wind at our back of a leader like President Trump, who knows that financial innovation, financial technology is where America's heart is, where our entrepreneurs' our hearts are, that will lead to the executive branch. And now with this bicameral partnership with Senate Agriculture and Senate Banking, along with our House committees, I look very, very to the success we're going to
I know
have
Kevo,
in
right?
the 19th Congress. And let me ask my good friend from Arkansas, a fellow Razorback, the chairman of the House Ag Committee, John Bozeman.
We're all still excited
you
about
for the
big
definition.
Kentucky win.
Jets.
So it's good to be with you all. We've been working hard on this for the last 3 years. And we've had our ups and our downs. When we started working on it, crypto was gaining popularity.
For 3
When
years.
Sam Bankman-Fried
You haven't been doing
and other
anything for
things,
3 years.
It seemed like perhaps it was in trouble. It's rebounded though, and it's bigger than ever. So our goal is to make sure that consumers are protected, make sure that the industry, in order for it to grow and be able to offer all of the things that it does offer to the various disciplines that are out there, whether you're a bank or whether
Stable
you're
coins, maybe next.
investing a client's money for their retirement or whatever, you've got protections, there's structure in it, and it will allow the industry itself, because it is regulated, people have confidence in that, to grow.
We'll
It's
look at
a
the heat
little
map after. Dan.
different than our normal situations in the sense we've got these jurisdiction things. So I'm the chairman of AG.
Look at that
Why
drop.
am I here? Because we
That's
have the
Bitcoin.
Commodities Futures Trading Commission. And some assets are commodities, some are securities. So the SEC has jurisdiction over the securities, CFTC has jurisdiction over the other. So the idea that we're working together, again, we've all been working separately. We've made progress over the last several years, but working together now with purpose, and then also having the White House, having the Czar over here, again, to visit
Again, John,
with him
exactly.
and really set up a structure.
Look, all the
So
green
we can
candles
go
going
final
up into this
structure
and now
to
just
make this
dumping
thing work
back
is
down.
very, very important. So I appreciate Senator Scott. I think really coming
Every
up with
time.
that idea. And I think it's
Yeah,
a good one.
Felix.
And we're looking forward to actually get some things accomplished.
Trump's coin
in the next
going up,
several months.
of course.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Congressman G.T. Thompson, Chair of the House Agriculture Committee. And
Agriculture.
What we're doing today is
Ag?
sort of the next step and what will be a milestone, which will be a great accomplishment
Crypto.
for our country. You know,
Agriculture.
America really was a leader when it came to Internet 1.0, right? It was the Internet of knowledge. And the Internet 2.0, again, it was America that led that for the world, not just for our citizens, but for the world. And that was the Internet of
Killing BTC.
things. And then
So much for a
Internet 3.0
crypto-friendly
is what we're
president,
talking
huh?
about today, and that's the Internet of value. And we're approaching
Not
it
even
in a
surprised.
principled way. You know,
Bitcoin.
my colleagues here mentioned a couple of those. Number one, do no harm.
Yeah,
You know,
all everything.
Protect
except
consumers,
Trump.
provide that regulatory structure, that certainty, both for the
Yeah,
industry,
maybe they
but
just all
quite
shut
frankly
up.
for the consumers as well. And secondly is foster innovation, because the opportunities are just really are unimaginable. Well, what I think, what I know, what
They
I
want to say
believe
Bitcoin, but they
is that
can't.
whatever's over the horizon is going to be very, very exciting. So I'm really, well, first of all, just very thankful to
Dogecoin.
President Trump for his historic efforts to bring regulatory clarity to the digital assets markets. His leadership with the work that David Sachs is going to lead on his behalf is going to be a game changer for American competitiveness in the global race to build the new economy. The president could not have picked a better person to helm his AI and digital asset efforts. David brings a wealth of experience in exploring new technologies and building successful businesses to this new role. You know, we've had great conversations, and I know that he is laser focused on bringing certainty to digital asset markets. I want to congratulate my friend, Chairman French Hill. He is the right man to lead
That's
the
true.
Financial Services
just
Committee.
The
in
politicians
House at
ain't
this
going to do
moment,
it.
in this time, and he's a great partner and the type of leader that we need to advance this issue. We worked incredibly well last Congress together alongside Patrick McHenry, and I'm excited to build on that work together. I also want to congratulate our newly elevated Senate colleagues.
It's what they're
Chairman
not saying,
Bozeman
Jackson.
and Chairman Scott. Perhaps there's no one more pleased than me to
No
be able to
Bitcoin.
say Chairman Bozeman. John and Tim and their members are going to bring a wealth of talent and expertise to this
I know
discussion
Charlotte, right?
from the Senate
just like-
majority. We did incredible work in the House last Congress in the 118th.
What? El
And I'm proud of
Pocho.
the efforts that went into
You want
our
anything to
historic
make
vote on
sense?
Fit 21.
No.
I'm equally excited to have these partners and a new administration in place to be able to finish the job. I'm thrilled to lead House Agriculture Committee members as we work with this incredible team to put a bill on President Trump's desk. And I think at this point, we're going to be in a position to take a few questions.
Thank you, everyone. We're going to take some questions from the crowd. When you direct your questions, can you please say your name and the algorithm? Emily, we'll start with you.
Emily Wilkins, CNBC. Thanks so much for holding this today. I wanted to start off, you're talking about legislation. Can you talk a little bit about Fit 21 last time, the bill that you plan to introduce again? What differences are you going to see now that we have a trifecta in Washington?
Well, thanks, Emily. We did do good work, good, strong bipartisan work on Fit 21, which was the clarity for a market structure bill. That bill, I think, had the basics for the exact bill that we'll propose to introduce again in the 119th Congress.
Maybe the press have also been told to not name specific cryptos. We'll see.
Both the Ag Committee under Dusty Johnson leadership and GT Thompson's leadership, and in House Financial Services. So on the regulatory framework bill, that'll be the approach that the House takes. On stable coins, I think you'll see us have a bill that's very similar to the approach that's been taken in the Senate. Recently, Senator Hagerty's introduced legislation. That bill was closer to the original proposal that Patrick McHenry put in place early in the 118th Congress, and I think you'll see the House expose a draft for stable coins that would be similar to the
Stable
approach taken by
coins. Stable
Senator
coins.
Hagerty. But let me ask GT or to comment or Tim.
So I established this year a digital asset subcommittee. So that we
I
could
established.
dive into market structure.
I
stable
did
coins.
this. I did that.
Stable coins led by Bill Hagerty on the Senate side.
Stable
Out
coins.
already today. We see Cynthia Lummis is a co-sponsor. Market structure is a place where you have left and right leaning in. We have members from Gillibrand and Lummis working together in the past, now working together in the future, coming to the table to create the framework for the Senate so that we can harmonize Fit 21, the parts that we see as a path forward to a signature into law. So the good news is, from my perspective, having the digital asset subcommittee really working on the market structure at the same time, simultaneously having Bill Hagerty lead the conversation on stable coins, having that bill out for us to take a look at. And there will be an amendment process, will be a part of that for us. And then hopefully, very quickly, we'll see the House, they're working on it as well. So we'll have
Everything. ETH dumping. Even
legislation that's
ETH.
able to go to the
Trump's
president's
favorite.
desk.
Let me just say,
Get
I'm
to some
very
more
proud of the work that
questions.
we did in 118th with Fit 21. And that was done in, you heard others talk about, we had Republicans and Democrats, certainly in committee and on the House floor, a significant vote that we achieved. But I like to say we achieved that in a tripartisan
Bitcoin
way.
98.
We worked in bringing the industry, bringing key stakeholders to the table. And so I look forward to, quite frankly, on working with my colleagues here and President Trump to,
Can I ban
continue
them,
that
Braden?
process of refining what
Put
we
them
do,
in a
whether it's
timeout.
market structures and the other aspects of this bill.
Okay, questions.
Brendan Peterson with Much More News. I wanted to ask if you all are thinking about making changes to anti-money laundering law as a part of this push, given the concerns we've heard about banking in the crypto sector and beyond, and the broader concerns about money transmitter licenses and sensitivities of AML.
Anti-money laundering.
We're certainly open for discussion. One of the things that the subcommittee will take a look at is the whole playing field. I mean, at the end of the day, to get all of our members on board, we're going to
Stable
have to
coins are
be open
pumping.
to comments and thoughts on
That's
the
good.
issue. I think we're in a good place. The Bank Secrecy Act is something that we've discussed with the other side. They have
I know,
focus
right?
on it. I think that the broader conversation should
back
not
in the
be about
internet.
digital assets alone. It's about bad actors doing bad things by any means necessary.
Sell your Doge.
So having that conversation from a panoramic view and not simply from an digital asset perspective is going to be important for us to get to the end of that conversation.
Brendan, I would add, having been the subcommittee chair in the last Congress, and Brian Stiles is going to have that mission this time. He'll do an excellent job, I think, on the market structure bill and the stablecoin bill as it relates to the security aspects of it. We were very sensitive in the 118th Congress about the law enforcement aspects of digital assets, not any different than we are about any other means of transfer of or payment method, whether you're talking about cash or the ACH system or real-time payments. This is an important point. I agree with Senator Scott completely. We'll listen to our members. But in the drafts that we pro-offered last year that, as I say, we had bipartisan support for, they had strict AML standards in them for this digital arrangement for digital assets that are not unlike the requirements out in the analog financial services space. It's why we call the bills fit for purpose, because this is not an intermediated form of finance anymore. And so these laws have to reflect how transactions are conducted. But AML and BSA are important for every member on both sides of the Capitol.
Thank you for doing this. For both of the stablecoin and the FIT bills last year, I'm just curious this year whether you have the idea of the timeline when you expect to get those worked through Congress. And then also, could this ride along anything like the Farm Bill, for instance, even the agriculture connection?
Well, we have to work on getting the Farm Bill.
The ag guy.
And we're going to do that. The time-wise, I think one of the most important things we're doing now, with every Congress, we have new members that retire or are defeated, and we have new
Sachs started it. He gave the introduction, maybe a 5-minute talk, just said assembling working group, looking at digital assets with all of these guys.
Not everyone comes into Congress with a good full understanding and a thorough knowledge, and so member education is what our first goal is here. And then how it
What
times
is
out,
going on? Exactly.
it is I think we've shown the ability to be able to move
Minecraft.
a market structures bill, FIT 21 as a whole, out of the House in the past. I think we're probably in a really good position to, when we conclude our work and preparation this time around, to be able to do that. So I don't see this being attached to a farm bill.
A farm bill. Come on.
Hang on one second.
And I would say, if I was thinking about this a little bit, I think what we have is an opportunity to get things done. My theory is the first 100 days of a new administration is important. On the Senate side, my goal is to be as aggressive as possible to achieve an objective of having bills through the Senate in 100 days.
Doge.
Just to go back to Emily's question on this and combine it with timing, Maeve, is here's the way to think about it. We did a lot of work in the 118th Congress in the House. So we're prepared to move forward in the House Financial Services Committee, and I won't speak for Chairman Thompson, by introducing legislation, having discussion drafts of our legislation, attaching those to a set of committee hearings. But it's exactly as GT points out. We have new members, we've got to do new member education. And so we have to level set here. This is why Chairman Bozeman and Chairman Scott have stepped up digital assets at a subcommittee level to bring members along and do that member education here in the Senate, something that in the House, we had the benefit, obviously of 2 Congresses working on that. So I think a key element now, though, is the education and technical assistance that can be provided to members both in the House and Senate from the executive branch now, as President Trump's leadership posts are confirmed. And key among them is his AI and crypto advisor, David Sachs. And David, would you want to speak to this issue of helping members come up to speed?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. So this is what we're here for. And I actually did a session even before the start of this Congress with Speaker Johnson. We did a great sort of open dialogue with members. of the House in that
Nope,
case.
Simon.
And I think, part of what we're
Haven't
here to
said the
do
word
is
Bitcoin,
provide resources
nothing
on
about a
education.
reserve, nothing
Some
about
of them can
anything.
be outside advisors, kind of luminaries in the industry, and we're talking to a lot of those people. And then, I'm also available anytime to talk to members about this. It can, crypto can be a esoteric subject, and it is good to explain it, to kind of demystify it, because I think once you understand that, you've kind of got the cryptocurrency itself, like Bitcoin, but then what it really
Bitcoin.
runs on are blockchains,
He
which are
said
just
it.
distributed ledgers. It's really a new type of decentralized computing platform, and there's a lot of things that can be built on that computing platform. So in any event, we're happy here to provide those resources to help explain it, both on Capitol Hill and beyond.
But Bitcoin didn't move.
Thank you, Jasper Goodman with Politico. Thanks for doing this. Senator Hackett is out with a stablecoin bill today. Given that that's out there and that there's been more consensus in the past on stablecoins as opposed to market structure, do you plan to move first on stablecoins ahead of market structure? And relatedly, to what extent in both of these processes do you plan to engage Democrats versus going out alone now that you have the trifecta?
Yeah. So the bill's out, as you know. We have been working with Democrats already on the bill. You'll see co-sponsors will line up on both sides. Good news is that the bill is moving quickly. I'm actually pleasantly surprised at a place where you see very little bipartisan coalition building. The members of the committee, as well as folks like Jill Brown,
It's like they know that they're going to push the price down so they can buy in lower.
So for the first time in a long time, there's a reason to take a deep breath and release it, because the legislation moving forward very quickly is happening. Good news is they have had, as French said, a lot of time working on the legislation as well. Finding the places where there are disagreement will be the key for us getting it to the president's desk. And that's where I think the task happens next, is to take a look at the component parts of Hagerty's stablecoin bill. But that's what we're moving first, is stablecoins.
Stable coins.
In the House, and I'll speak for the Financial Services Committee and then yield to my friend GT. We're proposing that we'll essentially move the stable coins and a FIT 21 type structures. I've now answered that question 2 or 3 times on a similar track. And we're going to begin that process where we left off in the 118th Congress. And we worked hand in glove diligently with our colleagues on the Democratic side of the aisle in the House. Many of the ideas that are reflected in the market structure bill and some in the stable coins bill reflected views from the minority party in the House. And we'll continue to do that. And you'll see that as we move forward with the Senate hearings and the discussion. So I remain.
Yeah, is that better? Will that make the charts go up if I just turn it down?
Bipartisan success in the House. And certainly we'll cooperate with the senators and try to be a part of any kind of educational effort here on a bipartisan base to support their efforts here in the Senate. GT.
We should have loaded up on stable coins.
Great, last question, Jennifer.
Last
Thank you so
question.
much, Jennifer Sean Berger with Yahoo Finance. On campaign trail, the president said he supported Bitcoin Reserve.
Bitcoin Reserve. Here it comes.
At this point, and would the administration consider putting crypto into a sovereign wealth fund?
After you.
So one of the things that the president instructed us to do was to evaluate the idea for a Bitcoin reserve. And so that is one of the things, that's one of the first things we're going to look at as part of the internal working group in the administration. So as soon as we get all that set up, we're still waiting for some cabinet secretaries who are on the working group to get confirmed. So we're still in the very early stages of this. But that's one of the first things we're gonna look at, is the feasibility of a Bitcoin reserve. I think the concept of the sovereign wealth fund is a little separate, and you have to talk to Secretary Lutnick, soon to be Secretary Lutnick, about that.
Thank you all very much.
Wow, he cut that off quick. Wow. All right, guys. Well,
That was the first press conference featuring crypto and AI czar David Sachs. Sam, I'm going to kick it off to you for your thoughts. But first, let's take a look at the price of Bitcoin. I believe when we started this press conference, it was just above 100,000. I could be wrong, but we are at 99 or just around $99,000 now. I saw some of the comments coming through that this this could have been an email. And I got to say, I kind of agree. Sam, what
Yeah.
are your thoughts?
Yeah, I would think that in an environment where attention is so much the game we play, to have such a big amount of attention on the crypto industry would have seen a bump for the crypto pricing, and we are definitely not seeing that. So I think this is the market reacting to the fact that there was very little news announced there. From what I gathered in, in the notes I was taking, the kind of most, I'd say the most interesting element that they talked about was the idea of structuring a stablecoin bill. But that's not a new concept within Congress. That's something that we've been hearing about for a long time. Ben spoke about that before we wrote to the press as a presser. I also feel like, they asked about anti-money laundering. Those comments were very non-committal about what they're going to do. They didn't really address the debanking of crypto companies that we've seen. If you did have will Bitcoin be mentioned on your poly market bets, you were successful.
Yep.
David Sachs did mention once the name of Bitcoin. But I also thought even the fact that they didn't talk very much about decentralization and the power of the blockchain and why, but just the fact that we are looking in this stuff made it feel a little empty, in my opinion. What were your thoughts, Jen?
Yeah, a little disappointing given what we spoke about before the press conference happened. Things have been moving really quickly in this administration. The industry has been really optimistic to hear from these figureheads, and to hear much of the same thing was a little disappointing. For folks who maybe didn't see the live stream or didn't hear all of it, we heard from crypto and AI czar David Sachs.
Right.
At the beginning, he said,
I'm just going to turn that off. So, guys, stable coins, we're looking into this. We're going to look at that. We need some more subcommittee members to get approved. For big nothing burger. Big nothing burger. Everything down. Bitcoin obviously didn't like it. They did say Bitcoin once, but that's just not good. Not good. Somebody said something about Trump token. Just want to take a quick look. Yeah, same. Trump token went down as well. So what do you guys think? I feel like it's good news, just not what we want. It's like they're trying to drive people away. They're trying to put people to sleep. That's what they're doing. No news is bad news. Yeah, Ali will post another $18 Doge chart. Exactly. Oh, man. Yeah. Jean, yeah. The crypto market completely manipulated by this administration. It's just setting it all up for the institutions to take over. And that we just mean nothing. So grab your little bit that you can and hang on. But more patience. They can't stop Bitcoin, that's true. But they want in, exactly. They want in, they want control, exactly. Yep. A lot of people down on the Trump token, Jets. Me too. I still have a little Trump and it's down. Thank goodness for all this good news. Otherwise, Bitcoin would be back to 70K. All this stablecoin stuff. Man, how hard is it? Stablecoin. It doesn't move in price. Caffeine, it's true. It's like, and they did mention that right at the end there, that, the CoinDesk, Jen and that guest she had on about a lot of eyes were on this today, on this announcement, and it was a big nothing burger. And so the markets reacted down. Are they getting ready? They're getting us ready for March and April. They just, Son Lomas hinted something. Well, the banking subcommittee on digital assets hasn't even formed yet. She said she was going to lead it, but I don't think they've even met yet. I think probably how they're going to integrate it, not take away from the dollar and the stock market. Maybe. Stop playing with my heart, Craig. First form of government, track internal spending. I know Elon was talking about blockchain, but a newly established stablecoin sounds like the way they're going to go. It won't be a CBDC, but it'll be a stablecoin. Trump wants a strong dollar, and if whatever this new US stablecoin is, will track to the dollar, and will give them a means to be able to deal with a digital currency that is not Bitcoin, it's not Dogecoin, not anything else. It's just that. And Bitcoin will be the digital gold, and they'll find a way to buy a crap ton of Bitcoin and store it away. And that could be it. I don't know what effect Brad Garlinghouse of XRP or Ripple would have on this. It just seems like, all of that mumbo jumbo we heard was just politicians, right? I'm doing this, I'm doing that. We're going to look at this, we're going to look at that. Ugh. Orchestrated. The institutions that already made their money in November are now looking to dump. I don't know if that's true. I think they see the bigger picture and they're not looking to dump. But I mean, we'll definitely see more outflows probably on those Bitcoin ETFs. Yep, driving prices down. It's just politicians putting their face in front of the camera of the stuff that they're doing. That's all. We're working on, why is an ag guy there? A farm bill, an agriculture guy. Why is he on a committee looking at digital assets? Come on. When is Trump going to be crypto friendly? I know, right? They hated it at first. Now they realize they can make money off it. Particularly if they're going to look at stopping the congressional insider trading on stocks, right? Say, oh, let's go over to crypto then. All the regulations to come is to make the institutions money. Well, they can't do that, KJ. They can't do that. Bitcoin is not a stable coin. As I said earlier, though, that my belief over time is Bitcoin becomes less volatile. We will still see a bear market, but it won't be a 70% drop in the price of Bitcoin. And we'll just see it all just start to flatten out like the stock market. That's what I think is going to happen. Somebody should have had a big stick and done a bonk, right? Bonk. You know exactly what they're doing. And all we can do is just hang on, guys. We have no control over this. The big money does. Hey, Dogecoin is in for an ETF. Grayscale, Bitwise, they're big players. Eventually, when that gets approved, that will be a big catalyst for Doge. We saw what happened, to Bitcoin a year ago when they got their ETF approved. The Marianas Trench, we just had that on Sunday, Stephen. I don't think we're going back there, but this pullback is still continuing here. Bitcoin down to 98.4, Doge down to 26.1. Not good. Not good. Yeah, Sachs started off at the beginning. He did about 5 minutes just on the creation of the working group, the executive order that Trump signed, and what they're going to be looking at. There was no news. And Nick, that's how markets work, especially crypto. We got all hyped up when that executive order was going to be signed, right? That it was going to say strategic Bitcoin reserve, and it didn't. So the market tanked. And then here we are again, same thing. Are they going to say Bitcoin? Are they going to say strategic Bitcoin reserve? Nope. David Sachs did throw a Bitcoin word in there once, but you can see what effect that had on the market. Nothing. It doesn't change cryptocurrency, right? It doesn't change Bitcoin. It doesn't change Dogecoin. It's just a bunch of politicians being politicians. And unfortunately, David Sachs is now becoming a politician. And that's disappointing. That is really disappointing. He's wearing the suit now, and he's like lining up with the Pauls. I think this will bottom out here. And then we'll just continue on. And this will be in the past. And we'll wait for the next bit of news to come out. We'll take it from there. Trying to keep the markets calm until all of Trump's nominees. No, I don't think that. I don't think that has anything to do with it. I mean, they just want the nominees approved so they can get on and govern, start doing the things they need to do. If alt season won't be for another couple months, I'm selling and re-entering. I don't know. I think is probably a bit of an overreaction right now. We just had the flush out 2 days ago. We just saw it. And typically when you have those big drops, it doesn't repeat. Not immediately. And no fart coin. I know, Charlotte. I know. No fart coin. What did fart coin do today? It had actually been going up. I mean, this is what we want to know, right? Ooh. Yeah. Big red candles on fart coin too, Miss Charlotte. Ugh. Had to let out some gas. Had to let out some gas on the fart coin chart. You wanted to drop to 20 for Doge? Buy more? People wanted Trump. Oh, yeah, crypto-friendly president. Crypto-friendly. Not so far. Not so far. The good news, Jill, is there's a working group. There's a working group. And they are going to look at Bitcoin strategic reserve. Sachs did say Bitcoin strategic reserve, not digital assets strategic reserve, right there at the end. And that little bit, there's some hope there. We're doing this to ourselves. No guarantee what any announcement is going to be. Hyping ourselves. Groundwork being laid. Yeah, but it's like stable coins. I mean, come on. We do kind of do this to ourselves, right? They are not going to embrace cryptocurrency. And Congress has been talking about it for a long time. Because how do you deal with fluctuations in the market? Right? If you're going to really use crypto. No way to do it. There are more down days than up right now. Yeah. Since December. I mean, we saw that on the chart, right? We were looking at that. I mean, you go all the way back. I mean, there's no real straight line here, but at least, you know, there's this downward movement that is happening. And you have you have a number of outliers, right? You have that and you got that, but it's still, since early December, it is down. But yeah, I mean, the big drop off that we had from Friday afternoon through Sunday night. And here we thought we were going to have this nice recovery going, and it's coming back down. Not great. You have to rethink the buy-in price. 26 cents. Will it go lower? Well, if they're going to really talk about stablecoin, they're not going to manipulate the price. They'll be pegged to the US dollar. Trump is pro-dollar. He wants the dollar to be strong. It is a digital dollar. That's really what they're making. It's going to be a digital dollar. That's what I've heard. We need an Elon Dogecoin. No, Brad, he's just going to say Doge, Doge, Doge. Give out his little hints. Can't really rely on it. Urban, I do give both sides. I just make people aware of what's going on, but good luck. Wow, just because I didn't say what he wanted me to say. He's not going to make it. He's another one that's not going to make it. Big nothing burger. Exactly. How much Doge do I still hold? I've got about 400,000 Dogecoin. I did not sell it all. You need to talk to the source, which is me, because I know what I sold and I know what I didn't sell. And I'm going to be buying back in starting in March. Get the house bought, get moved in, and then beginning of March, I begin dollar cost averaging, start getting more coins in my bag. Annoys you, he did the insane tariffs because he promised, but he's not crypto friendly. He created a working group. Woohoo! I know, he hated crypto until he started running again. And then it was like, oh, you mean I can get these crypto people to vote for me? All I got to do is show up to a Bitcoin conference and talk about how much I hate Gary Gensler and everybody will applaud and they'll love me. Yeah, there is some of that. That doesn't mean crypto is going to totally tank, though, under Trump. Is Doge a stable coin? Absolutely not. Up and down we go. The roller coaster we ride. Buy the dips, always. The ad guy is going to launch a farm coin. I know. It's like, what was he doing there? Why was that guy there? Exactly, Jason. That is the narrative completely. It's all back to Bitcoin. Alts won't break from trading from that. Watch the Bitcoin levels. If they break down, alts get wrecked. Exactly. Now, every once in a while, you can have an alt go on a run. And we know Doge can do that. We saw others do it. We saw Fartcoin. We saw Oxy, right? We saw XCN, right? We saw Toshi. We saw a number of them go on runs. But when Bitcoin dumps, man, those dump really hard. Right? The ag guy will be our AI supremacy leader, right? The ag guy. If Trump wants to drain the swamp, he's probably wary of spiking crypto. And they can't even mention Fartcoin. Dogecoin does not have a stable supply. Well, it is. It's a constant increase. It's a constant supply increase. So yeah, it's stable in that way. And Elon Musk has said that it actually makes it very good for the use as a transactional currency because of that. Because people are less willing to hodl it like Bitcoin. But is that actually how it's going to play out? Is Elon just not really interested in really supporting Dogecoin like he said he was? They're slowly filling their pockets with coins. Yeah. Come to crypto, corrupt and rigged stock market. And they want that in crypto as well. How's the chart looking as far as support? So I started the stream talking about this lack of support, from the dip Sunday night. We were seeing these higher lows, but I mean, if this dips back down to 25.5, let's say, where we were at midnight, 25.5. Again, this is just short-term stuff right now. Just short-term stuff. So yeah, hard to say. I mean, look how it was, again, buy the rumor, sell the news, right? Everything was trading up right into that press conference. And then started to dump a little, maybe a little hope, and then totally dumped. How do we get better at predicting what moves big monies? You don't. It comes from out of the blue. It wasn't bearish. It wasn't bullish. It was kind of middle of the road political speak. We're going to look at this. We're going to look at that. It's a big nothing burger. Payday this Friday. Going to buy the dip. Doge 24 cents. I don't know. Not much else going on this week right now. The Trump USDT. Hey, Tether's still around. Despite all the FUD about Tether, it's still around. New crypto website all over X. I don't know what that means, John. Oh, crypto task force website. Well, it'll be good if they're transparent, but God, it's all going to be political speak. Right, and that's, Freda, that's why the government doesn't like Bitcoin or Dogecoin, because it is so decentralized that they can't control it. So they're going to control what they can, and they're going to create something new that they can control. And we just heard it right there, stablecoin. Couldn't have been any clearer. Strategic Bitcoin reserve, sure. We'll buy some Bitcoin, we'll put it in a vault. That's it. Maybe we'll use a blockchain for something. Maybe. No, the only way crypto is going to pump if we get away from the government and the big institutions. And unfortunately for Dogecoin, they're coming in. Grayscale, Bitwise. Who's going to be next? Is it going to be BlackRock? Is it going to be Fidelity? Are they the next Bitcoin or Dogecoin ETF? Can you imagine BlackRock doing a Dogecoin ETF? It's like, oh my God. PTFD. Yeah, typically how it works. We kind of bottom out after the news and then nothing. What's going to happen is the volume is just going to tank down to nothing. And we're just going to go sideways from here for a bit. Everybody take their breath. And then maybe the Asia market will dump it a little more. So we'll be a little lower, maybe in the 25s. And then we'll go from there. I'm not selling any more of my Dogecoin. I already took profits on a lot of it. So it's going to be starting to buy back in. Thank you, Aussie. Finding people to smash the like button. Appreciate it. Yep. 2 weeks. I never knew that transferring that much money off of exchanges was going to be that hard. Actually, Coinbase was a lot easier. Robinhood was, I had to jump through some hoops for Robinhood. But Coinbase was actually almost a little too easy. I mean, they didn't even ask me for my Google Authenticator for withdrawing money from the exchange, which surprised me. I was all set. Google Authenticator. Got it. Nope. That's pretty weak. But it's out. It is out. Even if the US creates a Bitcoin reserve and put 200 billion into it, raise the price 10%. I think a lot of it, though, Nick, would be not just the act of them buying, but the news of it would pump Bitcoin more than 10%. So we'd get not only their trading, but kind of the news associated with it would pump it. Yeah, I'm sure Goldman Sachs created something and then the government said, no. That would be my guess, caffeine. The government said no. And it's gone. Yeah, look. Tank some more so I can buy back in. 12 cents, Lonnie? You could have had 20 cents 2 days ago. Bitcoin, 98.8. We're seeing a green candle here. It did touch 98 though, didn't it? So yeah. Oh, there's a lot of people who hate Trump, Urban. Especially me in Boston, this liberal state. Oh my God, all my friends. I love my friends. They're dear friends. But God, they just spit out the brainwashed MSNBC narratives. I can't even have a conversation with them. It's just, As to my earlier video, what's the new support? Think we just found it? Maybe. Maybe 26 cents. It wasn't this, that's for sure. So yeah, maybe 26 cents. Trump did give us a chance to buy. The weekend was tough, wasn't it? And there were a lot of people buying, but there were more selling, getting shaken out. And those market makers and exchanges were pushing the prices down. Take out all that leverage, billions of dollars. Let's get back to X payments, utility, even ETFs. Sure. A bunch of people want to buy Dogecoin ETFs. Awesome. Yes, exactly are Doge ETFs. They are not embracing crypto. Yes, agreed. Yeah, Austin, we just have to come to the realization that that whole political thing, I mean, they played their cards right there. Stablecoin. I heard that more than anything else. This is what I've been saying, El Texico. There is no support yet. You could say 20 cents, right? From Sunday. But as I've been saying, I don't see any support in the past 2 days yet. It's too soon. Well, Nick, I mean, Trump did say he's going to lower taxes. That's going to be coming. So he's going to lower taxes. He said he would. I mean, everything that he campaigned on, he's doing, and he's knocking them off one by one. Tax cuts will be coming. Do we have to wait another 4 years? I don't know, Bruce. I don't think so. I think still we're going to go on a run. Going to go on a run. Who lost money? Me? I didn't lose money. I didn't make as much as I could have if I had sold earlier in January or into December, but I did all right. I did all right. God bless everyone. May you fill your bags plentiful. I agree with that. XRP has its own stablecoin. And they probably did that in order to get ahead of the US government, especially with this kind of digital SWIFT kind of approach that they're making. Next payment with Doge still could happen. It will be fine. Yeah, Mark Fed, it was just one of those things, like with the uncertainty of the tariff thing and the political situation, it was like, and part of it was I just about reached my limit where if it had dropped much further, I wouldn't have enough money to buy the house. So that kind of drove that too. You got out on Saturday too? You sold some today, right before the press conference? You dumped your Trump coins, Trump tokens? No, we're not crashing. I didn't say it wasn't coming, Christian. Why people put this in my words in my mouth? I didn't say no altcoin season. Got to read the words. I know. Is Dogecoin a stable coin? D-car. Is it anyway? No. No. Yeah. Sachs didn't. The whole Bitcoin reserve thing. I know. He just sounded way too politician to me, and I'm really surprised that David Sachs went there. I'm really surprised. Nope, 26 cents still holding, Lonnie. We will be watching that. Yep, and then 29 is our resistance right now. Elon, he's busy saving the United States taxpayers their money. And retail pays. That's right, Jason. We end up paying. Just like we pay all the taxes too. Middle class. Hey, Kev is right a lot of the time. I'm right a lot of the time. It's all good. It's all good. I don't pay for Coinbase One because I don't do a lot of trading. Since my strategy is buy on the dips, dollar cost averaging, and like hold for a year, so I'm not paying the short-term capital gains on profits, that Coinbase One doesn't make sense. But if you're like doing daily trading, then you can save on a lot of those fees by using Coinbase One. I know. Doge has 3 ETFs coming, Monica. Elon's rooting for it still. It's all good still. Talk you off the ledge? Hey, if you didn't get shaken out on Sunday, today's nothing. So Urban, what did I say? It's going to go sideways from here. I didn't say it was going to go down. We're looking to see where support is because it's not been set yet. But longer term, it's going up. I'm very clear about that. That's my position. I give both sides and tell people what the possibilities are. But my prediction, Urban, read my lips, my prediction, sideways from here, lower volume. That is exactly what's happening now. Asian markets could dump it more. We don't know. But my long-term projection is still for Dogecoin to go much higher than here this cycle. Okay? I still have my Doge spread out amongst Ledger, Exodus, my MyDoge wallet, and then I just bought 1,000 Doge in Robinhood, and that's all I have in Robinhood now is 1,000 Dogecoin. My Robinhood account is completely bare except for 1,000 Dogecoin. Oh. Maybe the farmers need their own crypto tokens. That ag guy, oh my God. Hey, thanks for the super sticker, Bob. Appreciate it. Thank you. What happened to the text? I don't know. Hope you put it back in, though. I'll find it. There's some big shorts up at 36 cents still, RR. Shorts are still up there, just waiting. Just waiting. Unless some of them cashed out and took their profits. You're welcome, Doge. Appreciate it. Oh, Bob, you get it again. First week, January 1st week. February isn't always nice. So when I did my February price prediction video, I mean, except for that, 2021 huge 700% month, they seem to be kind of average, about half up, half down. Could have been either way. I haven't changed my view of the 4-year cycle. It's because it's tied into so many other things, from the Bitcoin halving, US presidential elections, and like the global money supply. I mean, it still is all working on 4-year cycles. So no, haven't changed. Can we see 40-cent Doge soon? We're not in a bear market. We have pullbacks in every bull market, as I've shown. Trump has been president for less than a month. I know we want it all. We are getting a lot. Patience. Unfortunately, crypto prices have kind of drifted down during that time. You've gotten real good at buying the red jets, and then you sell in the green. Yeah, Lonnie, a lot of people got shaken out. I did not panic sell Energy Trail. I booked my profits to buy my house. It's been my plan all along. Everybody here knows it that has been here. I was hoping for a little, well, I mean, from the pre-inauguration weekend, we didn't get a pump there. Dumped again on inauguration day. Had little bits of good news here and there. Still, even with the tariff thing, I thought, well, Friday afternoon, yeah, we have a little dump there. Maybe it'll recover over the weekend. But I even said on Friday night, if you look back at my live stream on Friday night, I said there's some uncertainty in the market because of these tariffs, and I may have to be taking my profits. I said that on Friday. It wasn't a panic sell, dude. No. Be a trader. Yep. Sachs already spoke, David. You can just scroll back on the timeline and watch it yourself if you want. You said it, season over. But I said, not over. Not over. But there may not be a true alt season. That I did say. Did he sack the crypto market? It was just kind of a nothing burger. And, you know, I mean, it wasn't a huge drop. It's like 2%. But 2% still is, but here, I mean, it's not dumping like Sunday. Are the whales buying? You have to ask Ali that question. And it doesn't really matter because the data he gets are just large wallets. And it doesn't separate out which are exchange wallets, just moving coins around, and which are actually whale buying, as I call that out again and again and again. But yet the news media just picks up his little chart that he posts every week. Whales are buying. No, they're not. Most of that is just exchanges moving coins around. They do that for security purposes. So, I know. We get that, SP, especially on down days. And we have a red candle. It's a short-term thing, but yep, fear of Paul. You have to keep buying the dip. You have to. Travis, Doge ETFs will have buying of Dogecoin happening because those that sponsor the ETF, Bitwise, Grayscale, for every Doge that's bought through the ETF, they need to have Doge in their wallets. Auditable, they need to have it. So that's a lot of buying of Dogecoin. Yeah, nobody asked the definition of a stablecoin in the United States government's eyes, right? Oh, you're up in Medford, Travis? Not too far. Hop on the orange line, I could be there. BTC on the daily looks good. Okay, let's go to the daily chart. Yeah, red. Not great though. The big tail, the big wick that went all the way down to 92. Overall, it's sideways. It's sideways since December. It's 2.5 months of just sideways, up and down, right around this blue line, which is 100K. You have Coinbase 1, it crashes on you. You can't put money in or out. Are you using a desktop or a phone, Kyle? Whichever you're using, try the other one. If you're only on desktop, try it on your phone. See what happens. That would be my next step. The ledge is crowded. Oh. The level 2 shows stable to strong buying. Yeah, but that can change in a second. And most of that is just market maker crap. It really is. That's market maker manipulation on level 2. I haven't heard from Callie on the progress on the extended version of All Eyes on Doge. If Doge goes to 16 cents and then hits 32, that would confirm your prediction of it going much higher. Asia markets are dumping. Well, that'll come. But that was last night. That's what the dump was last night. That was this. That was Asia market, morning hours of Asia market. They did that dump. Oh, you said the X post said it, not what I said. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Actually, there's a very good chance we don't see a real altcoin. Very good chance. Yes, that is wordsmith, that is lingo, but that is like, I'm not saying definitely there's not going to be an altcoin season, like you said. Don't put words in my mouth. Kriss doesn't like that. Long-term capital gains after a year. Exactly, AR. My 2024 taxes, I'm looking at it, and I've got about half long-term and half short-term that I was selling out of. Like the render, I made big money on render, sold it in the summer of 2024, and I had owned it since spring of 2023. So that was a long-term capital gain. So I pay less taxes on that profit. I'm trying, Adam. Another tough day, so, but I'm here. We're doing all right. Oh, you hit the pause. I froze. I hope it wasn't doing something good. I don't have any bids on Doge right now, Matthew, because I'm 2 weeks away from buying my house and I need every penny I have. It's a no mortgage, all cash purchase of a house. So I can't be taking any more risks. So all the money goes into that. We get moved in, and then in March I can start buying again. If we entered the bear market now, when will Doge hit $1? 2029? I don't know. I don't know. Well, not the smartest. If I was the smartest, I would have sold on January 15th, right before the pre-inauguration dump and the Trump token came out. But who knew that Trump token was coming out? That just came from out of nowhere. Or I could have sold in December when Doge hit 48 cents. Now it's dumping. It's dumping 25.9. Bitcoin just dumped again. What's going on, guys? Bitcoin is dropping. The 4-hour dump. We're 18 minutes away from 420 though. 420 hits, Doge goes up. Urban, yeah, just relax, dude. Really, just relax. We're trying to have some fun here. Doesn't make sense. The Trump administration would be causing things to look bearish. Yeah, he has no control over it. People all think Trump is like manipulating the markets. He's not. He's the president. He's doing presidential things. He's not purposely manipulating the market. And yeah, we're 2 weeks into a 4-year term, right? Whales don't get rich off of retail investors. Whales get rich off of making smart trades. Retail investors doom themselves by getting shaken out on dips or buying at the highs, at the peaks, on the big green candles. Been saying that for a long time. You're kidding. Somebody had a seed phrase on a sticky when he was live streaming. God. How about the story about people watching porn through like a Phantom wallet? I mean, what was that? I've never used a Phantom wallet, so I don't understand that, but somebody lost like a huge amount of Solana tokens that they had on a Phantom wallet, and they were watching porn through the Phantom wallet. I didn't know how that worked. I saw the story, but I don't use Phantom, so I don't know what that is, but God. And I guess it was like $300,000 in Solana he had on there, and it got wiped out. Whew. That's a crazy story. So what I said about the Dogecoin ETFs, RR, is it's a 240-day max. Some ETFs do get approved sooner, but I would expect Dogecoin would probably go the distance, and so it'll be this fall. There will be some updates from the SEC about asking for more information from like Bitwise or Grayscale, clarifying some things in their application. It's a back and forth process. So we'll continue to watch that. Fall River. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was suggesting try Coinbase on his phone if he's using a desktop. And if there's a problem with the phone too, then it's something in his account set up, and I don't know what that would be. I don't use Coinbase One, so. El Campo, it's like a 4,000 square foot house. If we dip to 20, are you buying more? I don't have any more. I had like $300 of buying power, and at 24 cents, I bought 1,000 Doge. And so now my exchanges are dry. I have no dry powder. It's all in my bank now. It's dumping because you bought the dip, Jets. I'll start buying back in March, Jeff. In March. Yeah, Trump's doing the tariff wars. It's just negotiations. That's all it is. Just negotiations. Doge is at 25.8. Ouch. I got to keep pushing this support line down. Maybe it holds. The internet, this whole crypto world, it's all crazy, Craig. It's all crazy. Go play some video games. Exactly, Hero. We say go touch grass, but for some people, it's just like, yeah, go play some Overwatch or something. I know the guy in UK. He had like 2 hard drives, he said, in his desk, and he threw one out thinking that was the old one. And it ended up being the one that had all his Bitcoin on it. Years ago, though. And the local government will not let him to go through the dump searching for it. He even offered them a percentage of the Bitcoin if he found it, and they were like, no. Nope. What's my average? I don't know what my average is now. All my 2-cent Doge is sold. So first in, first out, it's the last. But I don't know what the average is. Again, I've got it in Ledger, in Exodus, MyDoge. I don't know what my average is of what's left. Have a good day, Jacob. Most likely, it'll go right into the 1st of March. It'll be a last-minute deal. And we could have some volatility beginning March. I could see that happening. China's going to ban Bitcoin. That's not anything against the US, though. They just do it if the Chinese residents are getting too rich on something, because the CCP wants control of all the people. And so if you've got people mining Bitcoin and making a ton of money that's not under government control, Chinese government doesn't like that. That has nothing to do with America. Where's your license to dig through the trash made? What would I buy today? Dogecoin. 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 You can see Doge higher Q2. I see it too, Luca. We just have to get through all this crap to get there. The same happened in 2021, I know, until Doge took off. And as soon as Doge took off, it was alt season. But people had a lot of money then. Remember those stimmy checks? That was free money people were getting. And we don't have that now. And in fact, we're kind of in a recession. Not a lot of free money out there. And that, together with all the crypto degens chasing meme tokens on Solana, that's not going to help the alts. $45,000 Doge, average of 11 cents. Been DCAing since 2021. It was old school, Aussie. It was old school Bitcoin collecting from 10 years ago. The world's a different place now in terms of seed phrases and wallets. That's my understanding. Demon, anything positive coming out of the Crypto Czar brief? Look at the chart and you can pretty much figure that out. Nada. Nada. Just dumps. Exactly. Less news, the better. Let it do its thing. Then they shouldn't have had a frickin' press conference. I mean, I learned more about the ag senator, wherever he was, right? That guy, he had to have his moment in the camera, right? About crypto. It's like, I guess he just has to show his constituents back in his state, right? That he's doing something. You're tempted to DCA if Doge hits 25 cents, although it's difficult to know where the bottom is. That's true, Luca. I heard the Fed will inject money into the economy in Q1. No, there's no quantitative easing happening yet. We're still tightening. That's what Powell said the other day. Still in a tightening mode. You need more positive from me. I say Doge is going to go up. April, May, Doge will be up higher in the fall. I don't know what else I can say. Been very consistent about that. Exactly. Why was there a press conference? There was no news. Tim Scott and those other guys just needed their face in front of a camera. It's politics. The KrissPax Dogecoin party has a sliding date, right? I just slide it out a little more. Slide it out a little more, right? I just keep sliding. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Look at the weekly chart. Lots of great buys. Okay, well, look at the weekly chart. What do we got? We have a lot of wicks. I know that. A lot of wicks. But yeah, I mean, that shows the downtrend pretty well right there on the weekly, right? Let's make those solid lines. I mean, that really emphasizes it, right? It's the same lines on the 4-hour as the weekly. It's a channel down, and we're in the middle of that channel. Yeah, it looks kind of bearish. So before the election, we were down here, 14, 15 cents. And then post-election, all the way up to 48. And we've just kind of been tumbling down since then. We called out support. It came down and it hit that support 2 days ago. And that's just a wick. So that is a downtrend. Yeah. Yeah. It's not a Johnny Walker day today, Simon. But I will have one probably on February 20th. February 20th, it will be my first live stream in the new house. And I will have some Johnny Walker for that. if I can get everything set up. Mostly it's going to be getting, internet, getting the internet set up. If someone offered, what was that? Oh, Aaron. If someone offered you 10,000 Doge or 10% of a Bitcoin for free, 10,000 Dogecoin or 10% of a Bitcoin. Good question. Good question. So how much is 10,000 Dogecoin? I got to do the math here. Because I'm tired more than anything else, right? 10,000 times 0.262. $2,000. I'll take the Bitcoin. $9,000 over $2,000. I'll take the Bitcoin, please. If anyone missed the Sachs meeting and want to know how it was, just look at your portfolio. Exactly. This is a time to change your life. And a lot of it is about like showing what can happen with crypto investing. Unfortunately, a lot of it is, understanding the cycles and buying in at the right time. And I tried to help people. I mean, this was it right here. The big gift here at 9 cents. This, just this past summer. It's a great time to be buying crypto. And you feel a lot better about yourself if you had bought there than buying up here. And so everyone who bought up here, in the mid 40s, and we're now in the mid 20s, you're hurting. And I get that. So you have much more of a negative outlook for the most part. Some are still cool, taking it easy, but it's hard. This is crypto trading, though. Ups and downs. It's not easy. Good news, we go down. Bad news, we go down. There's no news. We go. Maybe there is something to that. Maybe. There's zero pressure to sell Dogecoin. I mean, if you believe in Doge and where it could go, I really wish someone knew Elon and asked him to make a Dogecoin post. Please. Urban. Dude, come on. Let's be friends, huh? You don't have to say crap like that. February 20th is your birthday. I'll drink with you. Okay, Christoph, you're on. I hope I get everything set up for that day. I don't know what that is. Making a pizza poolish. Elon out a Dogecoin on a governor website and it didn't do a thing. I don't know what that means either. We'll see, RR. You want to make money? Alts are still going to go up, Drew. Just because there's a no true alt season, which is going to dump Bitcoin dominance. I just don't think Bitcoin dominance is going to go back to 40%. I just don't see that happening. But that doesn't mean you can't still make money on alts. They'll still go up. The Doge BTC valuation tells the story of the shakedown. It does indeed. Every time we get a little bit of glimpse of Doge BTC taking off, it comes back down. I mean, that's what we had at the election, right? See, Doge totally outperformed Bitcoin after the election. And it's fallen down since then. But even back in March 2024, Doge outperformed Bitcoin on the way up. But then through the summer, which we knew was bad, Bitcoin held pretty strong while Doge drifted down from 22 cents all the way down to 10 cents. Bitcoin didn't drop that much. So we have Doge BTC coming down. I don't know why that thing is there. Get rid of that. So yeah, this will come back up again. We'll have another one of these big spikes in Doge versus Bitcoin, but it's only when everything's moving up, and we just haven't had that since November. But that'll come back. Yeah, even the 4-hour chart is like, yeah, not great. Not great. And Bitcoins too, 97.8. Not great on Bitcoin either. I needed a calculator for that. I'm tired too. I mean, I've been streaming now for 2 hours. Get a little tired. Plus I, worked 6 hours before that. News from the government. There's news. You've been retired for years. Life is good. Yeah, can't wait to be in my house. Kick back. Life is good. It can happen. Can't spell crypto without crying first. New news about stablecoin. Stablecoin. As expected, Senator Haggerty's stablecoin bill will clear a pathway for CBDCs and hand control of stablecoins to the largest U.S. banks and hand regulatory control to the Federal Reserve. I will do a series of articles about this because there's a lot of background material to be covered. However, here's the synopsis. But, he's calling it a CBDC. Stablecoin regulation may push adoption of government-backed digital currencies. May. So no, this guy is like taking it way too far. Trump said no CBDCs, there will not be CBDCs. Digital dollar, yes, but not CBDCs. So yeah. Stablecoin. Here's the stablecoin bill. Guiding and establishing national innovation for U.S. stablecoins. All right. Well, so like they said, that's probably why they had the press conference. They wanted to get ahead of the stablecoin bill. Now it makes sense. Sachs and those politicos got out there in front of that bill coming out to save the crypto market, guys. Do you get that? If that bill had come out without that press conference, we would have seen a total dump in the crypto market because it would have been all about stable coins. And everybody would be like, what the F? That is why that press conference happened earlier. That makes sense. They wanted to get ahead of this bill by prepping everybody first. We're going to look at stable coins first. That makes sense. I am going to quote tweet that. Now I know why Sachs and the politicians had that press conference earlier. They wanted to get ahead of the stablecoin bill coming out, so the crypto markets didn't completely dump because of this bill. There it is. Yeah, we can look at the heat maps. I don't know how much they're going to show. I guess we'll see how many new leverage traders came in, right? In the last hour, $10 million of Bitcoin leverage longs. And we got more Bitcoin longs getting liquidated. There was a $43 million trade on ETH that got liquidated. A $43 million trade. Wow. Guys, it's not looking good. Not looking good. I know, Jason. I can feel it right now happening. There's not a lot of huge longs down there because, again, it's only been 48 hours since the dump. So there's the dump, took everything out. There's some decent size new leverage trades that came once the market was recovering back up. They just took out some big ones here at 97.2. It's like $200 million on Bitcoin right there. But yeah, there's some big ones down here still. 95,200. What does Doge's look like? There's some big ones down here. 21-cent Doge. Ouch. These people are going to make money if Doge doesn't drop down that low. They're going to make their money, and the exchanges will say, okay, those guys win. But all these up here, these newer ones, they could get those. 25 down to 24 cents. But yeah, this second dump here is because of that bill, stablecoin bill. Wow. Thank you, Fabian, for pointing that out. Appreciate it. Because that's big. That explains it all, why there was a presser. Wow. Hey, D-Nails, we get it. It's all right. It's all good. It's all good. We'll get there. Michael, welcome to KrissPax Live, XRP. Hey, like I've said many times, I know you haven't heard it yet. You can make money on XRP, but there's so many things about XRP to me that just raises question marks. Like, why did they make their own stable coin? Why are they in bed with the banks, right? Why are they so centralized with their tokens and they mint them whenever they want? Like, all of that stuff plays against the whole idea of cryptocurrency. but they're playing a good game with the banks and the government, right? Because they want to be profitable and successful as a company. So overall, XRP may not be, oh, I just saw 25.9 on Doge. Oh, not good. So yeah, that's I don't know. I won't be buying XRP again. I made some money off of XRP. I still have a little bit in my KrissPax DCA portfolio because I still have all of those cryptos. And we'll be watching that. But oof. Sorry, Fabian. It just takes me a little while to get caught up in the chat. But we got it. We're good. Thank you. Thank you, Jets. Yeah, actually, Saturday night, Black Wolf, when I went to bed, I told Miss KrissPax, it was like, it is kind of a relief. Because that was kind of a big weight, like, on my shoulders. Because it already had the offer accepted, the signed purchase and sale agreement, like all of that. And it's like, we didn't know what crypto was going to do. I just wish I would have like made that decision earlier in the day and not waited till Saturday night. But that's when it became really clear to me that the markets were going to continue to go down. But thank you. Appreciate it. Agreed. It'll come back, but no, it's still, Doge will outperform Bitcoin in bull runs. It does every time. In short windows of time, Dogecoin outperforms Bitcoin, and the percentage change over the life of Dogecoin has outperformed Bitcoin by a lot. But a lot of it depends on when you get in, though. If you bought Doge at like 70 cents, right, in 2021, I can't help you. He did say Bitcoin strategic reserve right at the end in response to a question. He didn't say digital asset Bitcoin reserve. He said Bitcoin. Maybe he misspoke because he's been talking about Bitcoin strategic reserves before he became the crypto czar. Because Trump very clearly said digital asset strategic reserve, not Bitcoin. So maybe he misspoke. I don't know. Will we see Doge to $1? DK, it's still in play, but we need something big for Doge to happen to get up there. Is Trump pulling what we thought Kamala was going to do? Be pro-crypto just to get into office? I think that's partly true, but he's got his sons. I mean, Don Jr. and Eric are all into crypto now. So I would think that he would partially also support it to help his sons out, you know? I mean, that's all you hear from Eric now. It's all crypto. Doge will be ripping before we know it. How can they see this isn't what we want? I know. This is not what we want, that's for sure. Hey, Chad, you got you some stable coins. All right. You know, if you have USDC on Coinbase, you can earn 4% interest on your stablecoin, right? So that's the place to go. Go to Coinbase and you load up on USDC stable coins. That's what I'm going to hold 2026. It's going to be all stable coins. I don't know. We'll see. Lotus Pond. He could have retired, traveled the world, enjoy life, but he chose to donate this time on this channel to help the community. That's what a lot of it is. I don't have to be doing this. I do it for myself, partially because I enjoy it. I still think there's a great future in crypto. We're still so early in it all. So there's all of that. But also, since I've been very actively invested with a lot of money in crypto, it does have my interest. And I enjoy sharing it with you all and keeping it real, trying to keep it real anyway. So, yeah. Yeah, politicians do not have our backs, Herman. Absolutely. They have their own backs in mind. It's called preservation of my job, right? And that's all they do. Michael Saylor did not take profits. No. It's one big club and you ain't in it. Yeah, Bitcoin and Doge are both dropping. That stablecoin bill is just, ugh. That Eric Trump tweet about ETH is nothing. Exactly. If you bought ETH because of that Eric Trump tweet, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. Bruce, I know I'm a little behind. I'm a few minutes behind on the comments, but it says still holding 26 strong, and we're at 25.8 now. Yeah, 26 club is shaking. Yeah. Let me look at peak. It's peak up too. Yep, it's dropping back to 28. Toshi. I mean, everything's kind of dropping right now. Toshi 2.0008. So it just dropped below 9, which it hadn't seen. Well, it was Monday after the drop, right? We had that nice run there on Toshi, and now it's all just falling back, right? It's all falling back for Toshi. And that's on a short term. So, yeah. But yeah, Doge is going to lose the support from this morning. And that number was actually, let me get that right here, it was about there, 25.6. Again, as I was saying, we were trying to search for support, right? Where is support? And this is not support where it is now. Will we have a green month? Will we have a green month? What was the price that the month started on? $32.8. 32.8. So from here, that's a 28%. 28%, it's got to go up from where it is right now. So that is, that's a big move. You're out in Lake Tahoe, Urban? What happened? Yeah, we've been generally talking about it for the last hour. First, it was just a nothing burger of a press conference, but now it's this stablecoin bill. Not going over very well. And now it makes sense why they had that press conference, was to get in front of this. And it's not helping. Not helping. Bonk. Sonia, do you really want to go into a higher risk meme token like Bonk? Bitcoin versus Doge. You know, there was a website that I used to have where you could overlay prices. I'm going to look for that on the side, okay? But you could easily overlay. Because I know I had found it before. See if I can find that real quick here. Nope. That's not it. See if that's it. Not finding it. I should have had that bookmarked. And I don't, right? Oh, I do have it bookmarked. Duh. Here we go. This is it. I did actually have it bookmarked. Okay, here's Doge versus Bitcoin. And you can start it at whenever you want, right? You can do the daily. So blue is Bitcoin. Red is Dogecoin on this chart, okay? So this is what we're looking at. Let me get this back here. Hold on. There we go. All right, so we can look on the daily. Again, on the daily, Doge came up higher, dropped lower, started to come back, and now is lower. So again, Bitcoin outperforming Doge. Then we go to the weekly, and we see the same. Again, the big dip on Sunday was pretty harsh on Doge, but not as harsh on Bitcoin, right? And then we look at the monthly. Similar. And we look at the yearly, and Doge wins. Again, this just proves the point, right? When Dogecoin can outperform Bitcoin, like we saw in November. Again, just what I said 5 minutes ago, right? November, Dogecoin outperformed Bitcoin. And so for the year, in a 1 year time frame, Dogecoin has outperformed Bitcoin. Is that what you wanted to see? That's pretty much it right there, right? That's pretty much it. This website is the Economic Times, which is part of the India Times website. It's called the Economic Times. So if you did a search on the Economic Times Dogecoin price, this will come up. Great little tool for comparing two cryptocurrencies to each other. Doge went down to 25.6. All right, guys, I think we have found support. This is what I've been waiting for. right? We've now double tested, right? We've now, oh, no, wrong one. We've now double tested support there and there. So that's the kind of move I was waiting for, to see whether that would happen. So that's what we got for Dogecoin right now. Two. This is your third bull market. I'm not losing hope. I'm not losing hope. Two. Problems with Coinbase. Doge back to 10 cents. Other one said, oh, well, yeah, there's some bears out there. You get 9.8% on Binance? On what? What gives you 9.8? Something would seem to me to be a little sketchy there. 9.8. You're up 200% on your XRP. Would you take profits? Yeah. I don't know where the market's going here, but again, when you're just taking profits to take profits, I typically do that when I see a lot of green candles, and right now we're not seeing that. Will it go down further? It could, but again, once you see this kind of movement going up, that's an opportunity, especially before an event that you think like we had. Buy the rumor, sell the news. Maybe. XRP at 246 now. It's even lower than it was. It broke its previous support, so now it's even lower than where it was at midnight, the same time Doge hit its bottom there. For my calculations, it's about to be fun. All right, Bob. I like that. Caspa. People have been saying about Caspa for years, but nobody's using it. Nobody's using it. Politicians are the biggest evil of the world, aren't they? Oh my God. Are we finished? Oh, we're all going to die. Bought the dip, and then there's more red. Sometimes that happens. We're all good. Michael Saylor still FOMOing in. I did not hear Michael Saylor ever say he wasn't buying any more Bitcoin. So he'll keep buying. Yeah, you missed the stablecoin bill, DB. You can now see it on my X account, stablecoin bill. Back to 21 cents hype. And where's XRP going to go? That means XRP is going to go back down to $2.20, right? 220. That was the Sunday. Oh, actually lower. If it's 21 cents, maybe $2. You think XRP could drop below $2 again? Oh, a lot of red in the market today, guys. Cardano down 10% to 72 cents. Ouch. Just when we thought recovery, right? But you remember what I said, right? On Monday morning, no V-shaped recovery this time because it wasn't looking like it. Which was the senator I mentioned? Loomis, Senator Loomis. She's the head of the Senate Subcommittee on Digital Assets. Crypto Czar exclusive interview on CNBC. I hope I didn't miss it. See what we got. Do we have anything live? Upcoming Trump and Netanyahu. Squawk on the street. No, that was 6 hours ago. No, I don't have anything on CNBC here. There's some talk about a stablecoin bill, but not with Sachs. I'll keep that on the side here and see whether something happens there. But right now they're gearing up for this Trump Netanyahu joint news conference at 5 o'clock. So Sachs has got to get out of his way out of the Netanyahu thing because that's going to be bigger. That's going to be much bigger. Oh, let me get back to presentation mode. I don't know why that always happens. Every time I go over to the side. There we are. Yeah, Bitcoin not holding well. The support is worth looking at mostly in terms of leverage, Bearbin, and where the leverage trading has already been taken out and where the longer tailed leverage is. That's why I look at support. I look at see where they took out the last leverage and then how much longer leverage there is that goes back beyond that point. So is it really called support? No, it's just a price level. And if it doesn't hold, that means they're taking out more leverage below. That's all it is. Bitcoin buy entry. Well, it's at 96K now. I bought mine at 92.4. Sachs is being interviewed now. Sorry, I don't have it. Don't have it now. We'll see if they post it. Doge dropping like a ton of bricks. Yep. Dipping further, Bitcoin dipping lower. We've got that. I can't get them all, Lotus Pond. I try to catch up because I get behind. You guys get mad at me. So I can't get everybody's comments. What's up, Northern Orbit? Hang in there, fam. Doge Dominance about to get hacked? Really? It's going to be hacked. Wow. 90-cent Doge. Again, it's catalyst based. We're not getting above the previous all-time high just based on hype alone. We need the real thing for Doge to get up that high. Yes, XRP $2, 203. The China was last night, Gabriel. This is all about the stablecoin bill. You did the job application of McDonald's. Everyone buying ETH? Well, that's what Eric Trump wanted everybody to do. I'm not buying. Oh, Herb's all right. Just don't call anybody names, Herb, okay? Don't call anybody names. We don't like that. What about the DoD? Some short-term leverage, but not the longer stuff yet. Yeah, Trump said he wants to pay off debt with Bitcoin. That's a good thing. Yep. The Chinese tariff dump was last night. Now it's this stablecoin bill. Especially the Bitcoiners, not happy about it. Not happy. Is it my fault, Max? Oh, yeah. Because I'm paper hands packs. Paper hands packs. It's all my fault. You know, this is just another one of those short-term things. It really is. It's just a short-term thing. Tomorrow, everyone will have forgotten about the stablecoin bill, and we'll be on to the next thing. Swens, you sold XRP? Stablecoin bill is better than Biden? Yeah. And you're optimistic? Thank you, Max. 30 cents? Not today. But we'll be back to 30, just not today. I do not think the top is in, Tishkel. No. We're like the first week of February in a bull market, a year when the all-time high has consistently been hit in previous 4-year cycles. So no. I know Doge dominance, right? He's got valid opinions, but he doesn't like anybody else's. Urban. I love everybody. Jeez, we will never pay off our national debt. And that is fine. We don't have to. In fact, many believe it's good to have some national debt. It just got out of control over the past, 10, 12 years? Totally out of control. So we just need to bring it down, but we're not going to pay it off. And we shouldn't. We shouldn't. Where's Urban Meyer, Bob? Did he find a job? That Jacksonville gig didn't work for him. Yeah, I can't go traveling yet because I'm still working a real job, Lotus. And I love what I do. And I'm just like, there's plenty of time for me to travel. And that's coming. But at least give me a couple more years, finish up some good projects I'm working on. And then I'll be in that situation. But what I'm doing right now is setting us up for the ability to do that. And so getting a nice house, paying all in cash, not having a mortgage is a great step. Gets me completely out of debt. And that is the way to wealth building, is that. Completely out of debt. Because you can't be wealthy when you've got big debt. You just can't. Hey, Elizabeth Warren is my senator. I love Pocahontas. Not. Are we filing for bankruptcy, Reckless? Yeah, just a temporary thing. We're trying to figure out whether Dogecoin has now made a new support here at 25.6 because it hit it at midnight after the Chinese tariff dump, and then just hit it again with the stablecoin dump. And now it seems to be recovering. So for Dogecoin, we may have actually found some kind of so-called support. End my suffering. But hype, if there weren't any property taxes and you had a fire, there would be no fire trucks to come put out your fire. You wouldn't have any police. They all get paid by your property taxes. You own property, you pay. You want your kids to go to a public school? Guess how that gets paid for. So those are the things in cities, towns, and communities that pay for all that stuff, is your property taxes. Crypto is freedom from the banks. Well, certainly for me, it takes that last step for me by my crypto profits. Again, I'm not using crypto as a currency. That, of course, the banks support, but at least getting out of the bank owning my house, for me personally, that was a goal of mine, and I've reached that goal. And I couldn't have done it without crypto. So that's the investment side of it. But I do also believe that the bank's control over the monetary system, being in bed with the politicians and all that stuff they do, that's just bad. And the more we can get away from that, I applaud. And so I will continue to support that. I know Doge is still up 200% on the year, and people just freak out. Freak out. Thank you, Tass. Appreciate it. I'm here. Yeah, those are other taxes. Hype. Tax on a boat or a vehicle or something. Those are other taxes. Bitcoin scuba diving. In California, you've got taxes. So do we in Massachusetts. God, we love our taxes here. Taxachusetts. I know, DB, isn't it great? It's not as bad as Sunday. Today's not as bad as Sunday. I don't know why everybody was ganging up on me on Sunday. But when you pay off your house, you shouldn't have to pay taxes. Money can be earned for the local needs through tariffs. So you want every city, every town to charge tariffs? No, Jace, I don't agree with that. Sorry. No. I do not mind. I do not mind the idea of, you know, your business owner, your property owners paying the tax that supports the community. Fire, police, education. I think that's fine. I mean, the money's got to come from somewhere to pay for that stuff. So you buy a house in a community, That's a price you pay to support so that a fire truck actually comes to your house when you have a fire. So I made $1 million in crypto. Yes, Lotus Pond. Do I call myself a crypto millionaire? Well, I was on Friday, but Tuesday I'm not, because I don't actually own $1 million worth of crypto today, but I did on Friday. Crypto's money for the orchestra. It's nice to have the extra money. What is happening? We've been talking about it for a couple hours here, Jay. No tax in the metaverse. Taxachusetts, you got it to go up. Taxachusetts. If you buy the mineral rights to your prop, I don't got no mineral rights. We have to cut the waste like Elon's doing. I am totally in agreement with that. Get rid of the government waste. IRS, sure. Income taxes, I don't mind a small flat tax for everybody, but tariffs should take care of most of it. Yep. If Trump bans income tax, do you think it will go up? No. Trump is going to lower taxes. That's what his agenda is. He's going to lower taxes. And the tariffs, for the most part, are really just a negotiating ploy to make our country safer. And he talked about that, and now he's following through on that. So I know I will have a hefty property tax. I do know that. But not anything near what I was paying in a mortgage or what I would pay in rent. Thank you, Penny. Appreciate it. Florida has no property tax, Nate says. They make up for the lost revenue in other tax categories. Huh. So theirs is more of like a so-called elective tax, right? So when you buy certain things or do certain things, those are taxed. But it's elective, right? You're choosing to do that, so you get taxed on it. Like buying cigarettes, right? There's a cigarette tax. So that's an elective tax. And they probably do pretty well collecting those. Good to see you, Nate. How you doing? Hanging in there? You've been through this, I know. You've been through this. And what if it is the top? Well, Matus, you never know what tomorrow brings, right? So I still do not believe it, but it could happen. I know. There's a lot of stories, Patrick, of what they were spending money on. How fast a shrimp can run on a treadmill. I mean, it's crazy just reading all the stuff they're posting on X, where we were sending money and what we were sending it for. It's just like, God, what a waste. What a waste of money. Again, not all grocery bills would go up. So you selectively choose what you want to buy. Okay? So you don't have to buy the stuff that goes up in price. You just change your lifestyle, buy the stuff that isn't so expensive. It's not like everything's going to go up. That's the liberal argument right now. It's like, oh, tariffs, they're going to send everything skyrocketing. And it's like, do I really need to have avocados? Do I really need to have Canadian bacon? Right? It's just like, no, you don't. So we're not going to have a house tour just for security reasons, I heard what happened to George of Cryptos R Us when he was doing all of his new house tours, and then somebody actually showed up on his property and said, hey, George, because he recognized the area where the house was and he went and found it. It's just like, yeah, I don't need that. Did I see the 60s retro Fantastic Four trailer? No, I haven't. Does it look cool? I'm still waiting for Superman this summer with Crypto, the super dog. Crypto. I'm waiting for that. I want to see that. I do not still own 2 million Doge. I have about 400,000 Dogecoin in my bag now. Banks are scared. Well, they don't have control over it, right? Decentralized currency is the ultimate freedom. Exactly. But the US government is not going to let that happen. They're not. And the banks are in bed with the government. And so the way around it appears to be stablecoin. This frickin' stablecoin here. That's going to be their way around it. It's crypto to them, but not, because it's backed by the US dollar. Not great. Crypto is a gamble until regulations Wild West coming to an end. It's going to quiet things down. I think so. Yeah, I don't know what's with the all caps. You need avocados. Well, if there's tariffs on avocados, you're just going to be paying more. It looks like we're trying to hold support here, David. 25.6 support. That's what I've just charted out. Hey, Urban, why don't you just keep the chat to me and not everybody else in the chat? Can we do that? Let's give that a try. Many people believe dollar Doge is a dream. I still think Elon's out there going to do something. No, Ali, no new February price prediction. Mine's still in play. It's February 4th. Why would I need to do a whole new prediction video when that can still happen that I showed? Still in play. I know, Nate, right? Waiting for the liftoff. Exactly. Another kick in the pants? A little one. A little one today. The line drawn equated with the previous drop? No, the previous drop was much lower. We're trying to find new support now. Previous drop was down here. 20.2. And then we came up, dipped, higher low. We came up, dipped, higher low. And we came up and dipped, and now we've re-dipped to that same line. So a little double bottom, again, short term. But again, it's a series of higher lows, and now we've retested this line. So this is new support in the making, guys. It's what this is. And is it something that's going to hold? I don't know. It's the same as USDC on Coinbase, but it's backed by the US dollar, by the government. That's the difference. So this United States stablecoin would be controlled by the government, not an independent company. Kona coffee from Hawaii, that's American made. No tariff. I do answer your serious questions. I've been talking about them all the time, but now you're just like, ah. What's my crypto liquidation strategy? Well, this most recent one, I sold it all to US dollars so that I could offload them to my bank to buy my house. So it's straight to fiat and then from the exchange to my bank. That was it. It happened real quick Saturday. Doge to fiat. America is changing. One day we'll get rid of the central bank that controls us. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with the Fed, Jason. I don't know. I do know where Groton, Connecticut is. I've been there. Yeah, we go to New London every time we take the ferry down to Long Island, and one of my best friend's families is from Groton, so I've been there a number of times. I do know Groton. Avocado smuggler. Watch out for those avocados. Same as the USDC, but worse. Exactly. That's it, DB. It would be nice if we can leverage different tokenized assets for different property in the future. The banks aren't going to let that happen. They're just not. Urban, you're testing me here, dude. No interest or control over the blockchain technology. One Doge equals one Doge always, but there's still a lot of people that will always argue that Dogecoin has fluctuations in its price and that adds risk, and so it can't be trusted or used. That's the counter argument. Thank you, Urban. Let's just keep it between you and me and not other people in the chat. Move the line further left a few weeks. There's nothing left a few weeks. It's just all much higher. Higher, 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 higher. When was the last time it was at this price? Well, there was that dip on December 20th after that FOMC meeting. This current support line is lower than that. Is that what you wanted to see? December 20th? Yeah, that low was 26.5. 26.5. And we're talking about 25.6 here. So this is like a penny lower than that. We seem to be bouncing off it though. Bitcoin 96.9. So I think some of that fear from that stablecoin bill now seems to be shaking off a little bit. Yeah, it's going to be that first step though. Pokey vibes. What's going to start it going on chain? I have, Tony. Not my first rodeo. It's a public chat, but there is one dictator who can take care of things if needed, and that's me. I have the power. You're not helping Doge dominance. You're not helping the situation here. The dollar has fluctuations also. That is true, Jason. Right. That is true. The inflation has weakened the dollar incredibly. But Dogecoin can go way up and way down and way up and way down. Most people lose in the chat, except for me. A lot of people have done better than me. And a lot of people have been following me and have been doing very well, as I have done well. And there are some who just aren't happy campers because they bought in too high. They weren't here 2 years ago, and I was talking about 4-year cycles and buying in the bottom of the bear market so that you can then be in profits in the bull market. And they're probably just mad at themselves that they didn't know that or didn't see that, and they just want to take it out on everybody else. Yes, Doge is a long-term decreasing inflation, Jason. I call it decreasing inflation because it is inflationary. It will continue to be inflationary, which encourages people to spend it, as Elon says. Yep. I'm a dictator. My channel, my name, I'm the dictator here. People in the chat can tell you haven't been here very long, but people in the chat can tell you about previous people who were like you that I gave a chance, and I gave them a chance, and I gave them another chance, and then finally banned. Banned, yes, king of the castle. I'm the king of the Pax castle right here. I am a dictator. Proud of it. Welcome to my world. Pax world. Yeah, that's what it is. This is Pax world, and you are in it. Now you can just have fun, come along for the ride, or you can continue to battle me and get banned. That's your choice. But we got a lot of people here who have made money, are in profit, and are enjoying themselves because life is too short. Life is way too short to get all riled up about a cryptocurrency. I mean, come on. Way too short. Doge BTC shows a breakout and a retest on the daily time frame. Logarithmic view. Wow, you're very particular, Flow Still. Logarithmic on the daily. We can do that. We got the power. Yeah, I don't know. Again, that's a long wick down there. So that is not a breakout, and that isn't a retest of anything. Not really. I mean, can you say, no, don't see it. Not a strong enough response there. Not quite strong enough. We still have crypto across the board being down, some little slight recovery happening. We still have that. Patrick, you do know my selling Dogecoin had nothing to do with Doge dropping, right? Particularly because most of it was sold on Robinhood, where there's no real exchange. It's like trading on Robinhood is like doing OTC trades. It's not an exchange that shows up anywhere. There's no blockchain traffic buying and selling on Robinhood. Just so you know that. I took some losses. Optimism, loss. Arbitrum, loss. Loopring, loss. Bohm, loss. 4 losses. I took 4 losses. But I had 22 wins. 22 and 4 is a pretty good record. 22 and 4. You know all about guys like me. Well, Urban, I think I'm a little different than most other YouTubers. I don't do what they do, and I don't say what they say. I keep it real here, and the people here appreciate that. Exactly. I gave MJ a chance. I gave MJ 2 chances. Now there's no more MJ. You're going to watch the beginning later? If you want. I don't know. They really didn't say too much. BTC backtesting 97K. We're establishing resistance. It's not able to hold 97 right now. You're waiting to buy back in? KrissPax 2001. Yep, King of the Castle. It's a friendly castle. It's a friendly castle we have here. Paxland. You can call it Paxland. It's going to be a new section of Universal. Epic Universal is going to have Pax World, right? Anybody go into Epic when it opens up in the summer? Gonna go see Epic. Looks cool. Epic. Yeah, so we even have a resident cat in the castle. Pax Cat. He's not around right now. Pax Cat. Lucifer, it's all about when you buy in, and that changes your frame of reference. If you bought Doge when I was buying Doge at 5 and 6 cents, you wouldn't be so grumpy. You wouldn't be so grumpy. So Jay, this is all this afternoon about everyone was hyped up for the crypto czar, David Sachs, having a press conference. And it was a big nothing burger because it was all about their task force and what they're going to do. They haven't done anything yet. And then this stablecoin bill came out. And And that dumped the market. Stablecoin bill. Not what we wanted. You got to be strong, Lotus. You got to be strong. I wasn't able to do the 10 hours on Inauguration Day, though. I did take a break in that one. This has been 3.5. I'm good. I lost for taking less gain on Doge. True. And I admitted that. Absolutely, I did not sell the top. But I told everyone I wouldn't know when the top was, and I was never going to sell the top. But I made a lot of money. I did that. Made a lot of money. And you still haven't lost or gained anything if you're just accumulating. That is right. You're at 5.80 hype. 5.80. Ooh. Oh. Yep. You need BOEM. Yeah, I sold my BOEM for a loss. I admit it. It was a small amount though, and I told everyone when I did it, it was like out of all the memes that were like close to the right outside the top 100, I thought, well, maybe that's one that could be going for another run, and it just didn't. It didn't happen. Working for the win, 22-4. That's a good record. Yep. Anthony, dude. I haven't sold anything. I haven't sold out. I still have 400,000 Dogecoin, dude. And once the house is paid off in 2 weeks and I get moved in, I will then, since I no longer have a mortgage, be having money to now begin to dollar cost average back in and start stacking Doge. So I'm vested in cryptocurrency. I mean, this is it. This is what got me to where I am now, taking that next step in my financial position that I've talked about as part of wealth building. So we continue, and we continue to follow the news. We continue to follow the trading. We continue to follow the 4-year cycles. And we talk about it all here in the KrissPax castle, right here. Oh no. My finger slipped. Damn. I don't know what just happened, guys. My finger just slipped. Is that guy Urban gone now? Oh, dude. He's in the graveyard. King of the castle wins again. Or about. It was just that one last thing, you know? That's one last thing that just gets me. It's like, okay, he gone. Urban? Nope. Herb out. Yeah. That was it. That's all I needed. Good God. Good God. We're on a roll. What is that, about 2 a week? It's about 2 a week right now. The bear market kind of feelings just really, the worst comes out of people, doesn't it? It's just like, God. Down in KrissPax is like voting for Democrat. Yep. It's really tough being a Republican in Massachusetts, I'll tell you that. Do. Another one bites the dust. Do. And another one down. And another one down. The Lord is testing my patience. or the crypto markets. Either way. Yeah, like I said earlier, Doge could reach 90 cents. We need a catalyst, though. We need something to really get Doge moving, not just on hype. Doge will not get back to 73 cents on just hype this cycle, because a lot of people are still pretty sore from 2021 and don't want to relive that. Got to reset the counter days. Well, you know, Kumro, if we start seeing a lot of green candles, right? We start going back up 30, 40 cents, then we don't have this problem, right? We don't have this problem. No, not today, Monica. Not today. Maybe tomorrow. There's no pardons, but sometimes they come back under another name. We saw that with MJ. Tried again, tried again, tried again, but just couldn't help himself. Couldn't help himself. Anthony's been testing me, but he's still okay. He's still okay. XRP will bounce back with the rest of the market, Delilah. I don't see a big run going by itself. Just one more run up, I swear. Swear I'll be responsible again. I swear I won't buy those stupid meme tokens again. The ones that I keep getting killed on. I swear I won't do it again. Raiden, you want to go check out Neverland? The Never Pax land. No, I can't play others' music. Copyright strike and all. No, thank you. Coins need to break away from Bitcoin. Unfortunately, that's just not the way the crypto market works. They pretty much mostly follow Bitcoin. Yeah, Delilah, you just have to scroll back. We've been talking about it for a few hours now. Hard to summarize in just like 2 sentences. Yeah, so Noah. Oh, nice picture. Wait, where'd you get that picture? Where did you get that picture, dude? You might want to change it. I might file a lawsuit against you for using my picture. The next 4 to 5 months, I see good trading. March and April, at least into early May. And then I think we're going to do the summer thing again, like we've done for the last 3-4 summers. So if you're looking for buying on dips, the summer might be the time. Before the fall, we see a resurgence. And even Dogecoin in 2021, after it hit 73, came all the way down to 16 in the summer, and it did pump up to 35 cents before finally falling off again. So there's still money to be made. But do change your picture, please. Change your picture. Dude. How can someone tag the live for you? You basically just copy the URL, the YouTube URL above, and then paste it into whatever you want to paste it in. But I'm actually going to be dropping off here in about 5 minutes. Yeah, we're trying to find a new floor, Travis. We think we found it right here at 25.6. We now have a double bottom here. 25. Oh, let me get your chat out of the way here, right? Elon bashing rally. But this is our bottom right now, this sort of double bottom. Travis, that's what we're looking at. Michael is following you around. With real KrissPax, please stand up. Please stand up. I have a wealth of knowledge of music. Wealth of knowledge. And I'm not a Slim Shady, that's for sure. Again, low roller, the tariffs are not real. It's a negotiation ploy. Trump wants the EU to pay their fair share to NATO. Again. Yeah, this avocados, man. If avocados spike up in price, you just don't buy them. You just don't buy them. Hey, public companies can buy Doge, sure. No problem. There's plenty of Doge to go around. Aussie, we'll see you. Nope, you're not getting it right, Mario. I did not sell all my Doge. I sold a lot of it because I'm buying a house, but I still have 400,000 Dogecoin. XRP will drop more if Bitcoin and the rest of the market drops more. It won't drop off by itself. So I have never been approached by anyone to promote regarding Dogecoin. I've been approached by many others to promote their scam tokens, and I don't do that. Just checking what's going on. Trump is unpredictable. He's going to do the right thing. He's only been in the office for a few weeks, and it's like everyone's freaking out, and he's really looking out for the best interests of the country. And it's going to be a longer term thing. In the short term, everyone's freaking out. Of course, the liberal media is just all hyped up about it. Of course, because it's totally a 180 from the Biden agenda. So, right. And it really isn't unpredictable. He told everyone what he's going to do, right? And he got voted into office. And he's not doing anything that he didn't say he was going to do. He talked about getting rid of migrants, deporting them. He talked about tariffs. I mean, it was all in his campaign speeches. And people are all freaking out. You need your avocado toast. Well, you can pay for it. It's going to cost you a little more. I don't advise. I don't advise, Lotus. I'm a crypto market commentator. Sure, I'll take that. I've been called worse. I'm a crypto expert. That's even worse, dude. Come on. Hey, Damien, how are you? It's just this whole thing about stablecoins, and the crypto world isn't happy about it. Not happy about it. So. Jay, the stablecoin memo, it's a bill actually to create a stablecoin for the United States means they're not going to use Bitcoin. They're not going to, it's just, it's anti-crypto. They're creating a so-called cryptocurrency, but it's just a stable coin. It's going to be backed by the dollar, controlled by the government. That's not what we're here about. We're not into this cryptocurrency world for a United States dollar-backed stable coin owned by the government. So, right, 9 out of 10 Februarys have been green in history. Not for Doge. Doge is about 50-50, but Bitcoin's is. And ETH's is. ETH's is actually really great for the month of February. They hate me because they hate me. There might be some of that. You sold. You got paper hands. In 2 weeks, you'll see me in my new house. And it's just the way it is. I mean, I'm not trying to brag about it. It's just what it is. Why are you investing in cryptocurrency? Seriously, why are you investing? To make money? Most of you are. And if you didn't make money, I don't know what to say. You just bought in at the wrong time. But if you followed me, there was a lot of you buying when I was buying in the summer of 2023, and you're up bigly on your investments. I had a goal, and I've always talked about this. I've been very consistent about this for over 2 years in terms of wealth building, changing your financial status, and you got to take these in steps, right? To get out of debt, right? And to get out of that zone where, you know, whatever it is in your life that you just want to take financially, just get the burden off your shoulders a little bit, you take that next step. And cryptocurrency has been the path to do that for many people. But you don't go chasing green candles at the top of the bull market. It's timing. It's all about timing. So, yeah. That is true, Anthony. That Trump token and the Melania token caught everyone by surprise and was horrible timing. I agree with that. I do agree with that. A crypto enthusiast, yes. I'm not an advisor, though. Nope. I just saw that China and US will negotiate on tariffs. They were going to meet today, and then that got canceled. So, yeah. So last night's little dump was just really for nothing. Once the whole tariff negotiating is over, maybe the economy will start building again. Yes, let's get back to that. Let's do that. What is the goal you think it will reach? I don't know yet, Mike. Right now, let's see if we can get back by the end of February, back in the 30s, maybe 40. Let's see that first. I got to see whether this market has a little juice in it. Yeah, the lower lows, that kind of hurt. So, okay, gang, that's what we got. Hey, look, we got some green candles. Looks like we may have found support. We will check that out as we go forward. But live during this live stream, we did have, the second bounce to that level. So we'll let that play out from here. Let's see how that works. Everyone, I hope you have a good evening. I'll be live again tomorrow. So, always more to talk about, always more stuff going on. So until then, I hope everyone has a great evening. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.